Just started university, and my beautiful tutor turns out to be the mother of my child. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 201 Columbus discovers the New World. Just as everyone was enjoying the beautiful scenery of the villa, the baby in the stroller also woke up. Lin Feng took them to the yard to play, and they were so happy. Lin Feng, you can install some children's play facilities in the yard, and then lay a soft runway. The children will definitely have a lot of fun. Juggling also said, yes, such a big yard is just right for children to play. Zhang Yuxi couldn't wait. Husband, let's move in tonight. The villa is fully decorated and you can move in with your luggage. Juggling felt bad. She couldn't bear to leave her son and daughter-in-law, and even more so the babies. But the children have grown up and will eventually leave the nest and have their own home. No matter how parents try to keep them, there will be a day of separation. Zhao patted Juggling, as if to comfort her. She smiled and said, don't move in yet, we have to clean up this yard. Don't let the babies fall and get hurt while chasing and playing. Juggling said quickly, yes, and the corridor and balcony on the second floor, these need to be fenced. When the babies are playing, if they fall from above, it will be terrible. Zhang Yuxi slapped her forehead. Look, I was just happy and ignored these important things. Lin Feng was supervising the babies playing. I was afraid that they would fall and bump and get hurt. Look, Sibeo, who ran the fastest and had the most floating steps, fell to the ground all of a sudden. Lin Feng hurried over and picked up Sibeo. Hurry, let daddy see. Zhang Yuxi also rushed over. Except for the scratches on the knees, there were no injuries anywhere else. Sibeo is a child who doesn't like to cry. He pouted his little mouth and looked at Lin Feng with a wrong face. Lin Feng comforted him, it's okay, it doesn't hurt. We are little men, right? Get up after falling down, it's okay. Sibeo pouted, Dad. Lin Feng hugged him, be good, Dad will disinfect you with iodine when we get home. While comforting Sibeo, he turned around and chased Dabeo with a smile. Lin Feng. Very good, his son is very strong. Sibeo and Dabeo are playing a game of chasing each other. Sanbeo is very interested in the flowers in the flower bed, and Zhang Yuxi hugs her. Bring a rose over, Sanbeo, smell it, is this flower fragrant? Sanbeo leaned in and smelled it, it smells so good. Erbeo heard it, Mom, what smells so good? What smells so good? Lin Feng picked him up, come and smell this flower, is it fragrant? Erbeo sniffed hard, it smells so good, but not as good as Mommy, Mommy smells the best. Usually Erbeo is like a female man. But this little mouth, like smeared with honey, like sweet talk the most. Zhang Yuxi was amused by her. Dabeo, Mom, Dabeo wants it too, Dabeo wants it too. Come, let Dabeo smell it. After Dabeo smelled it, his face looked a little strange, like a little adult. It's okay, right? It was lively here, and Sanbeo was squatting on the ground, not knowing what he was looking at. Zhao walked over curiously and laughed immediately. So Sanbeo is looking at the little ants, aren't the little ants cute? But don't touch it, it will bite your hand. Sibeo, who was about to smell the flowers, ran over when he heard the ants. Ants? Where are the ants? I'm looking. Then, Sibeo shouted, ants, there are ants here. No matter what kind of small animal it is, the babies are full of curiosity. Hearing what Sibeo said, they all ran over. The yard is made of stone slabs. Some small ants will crawl out from the cracks of the stone slabs, and the babies watch with relish. It was too strange. The group saw that it was almost time to go back and make lunch. The sun would come out at noon, wouldn't it be too hot? They took the babies away. They were still thinking about the little ants. Juggling said, let me go back and clean the fish tank. Go to the market and buy some small turtles and goldfish. Since they like small animals so much, they should use the fish tank at home. Lin Dashan said, it seems that there is a flower and bird market not far from here. You can go and have a look. Juggling frowned and said, don't go. That place stinks. Just go to the aquarium and buy some goldfish and turtles. Lin Feng nodded, okay. There is an aquarium nearby. After the couple brought the babies into the store, they were going crazy. They jumped up and down excitedly. So many fish. Wow, this fish is so beautiful. Mom, can we buy it? This fish is so big, so big. Dad, can we buy this big fish? Mom, this fish is so small as an ant, I can't even see it. The babies were lying in front of the fish tank with curious eyes. They wanted to get in and take out the fish inside to play with them to their heart's content, and they urged Lin Feng to buy. The boss was very enthusiastic. He asked the couple about the size of the fish tank and equipped them with some easy-to-raise fish, as well as water plants and oxygen pumps. He also bought a few small turtles and went home with a lot of harvest. In the car, the babies chatted in their own language. I just saw a very big fish. Aya, so small, black and small as an ant. There's a fish that can glow. Zhang Yuxi couldn't help laughing when she saw them chatting in baby voices. The four babies were talking, and occasionally only one or two words could be heard, and the rest had to be guessed. Horizontal ellipsis. When I got home, Joe Killen had already cleaned the fish shed. Lin Feng installed it according to the boss's instructions. The four babies gathered around, staring with wide eyes and curious looks. Dad, what is this? Dad, why do you put this? Hurry up, Dad, I want to see the fish. I want to see the little turtle. The little turtle is the best. Kuo loves birds. As long as the baby's sentences are too long or they speak too fast, they will be unclear. But Lin Feng can guess it 9 out of 10 times. While he was busy, his ears were full of the little babies, vying to ask questions. But he was calm in his heart and answered the babies' questions very patiently. After the fish tank was settled, the fish was put in. The babies gathered around the fish tank one by one, watching them swim around. They started to discuss again, speaking their own language. Zhao Lizian moved a small stool and sat over. What are you talking about? Can Grandma listen? The fourth child pointed at a fish and said, This is beautiful. Zhao Lizian pretended to be surprised. Really? It's so beautiful. Who bought it? The second child on the side rushed to say, Dad bought it. Dad bought them all. Do you like it? I like it very much. The baby, who was just 1 year old, can already speak a lot. He can also express his meaning clearly. Zhao Lizian thinks they are great. In the next few days, the fish tank is the baby's range of activities. They squatted in front of the fish tank and couldn't get enough of it, just like Columbus discovered a new world. Chapter 202 Report to School. The next day, the workers connected all 14 shops. Boss Luo brought his men to measure and calculated the area of 312 square meters. Then, Lin Feng took Boss Luo to see the main store. The decoration style of the branch store cannot be too different from that of the main store. Therefore, let Boss Luo innovate in the branch store according to the decoration style of the main store. Boss Luo already had several plans in mind. He said confidently that the renderings would be available in 3 days. Yu Zheng didn't have time to wait for another 3 days. Before leaving, he substituted tea for wine, and asked Lin Jiajin and Zhang Anmen to work hard. He was out of town and really couldn't reach them. Brother, we are all family, it's too polite to say that. Leave the things here to us, don't worry. After the design drawings were finalized, Lin Feng would take Zhang Yuxi and Lin Ji to Beijing. Chen Miaomiao and Meng Liang also went. Meng Liang was lucky. Today, Beijing-affiliated university recruited a group of more students than in previous years. Meng Liang was among them. Now, the group planned to report to Beijing together. Meng Liang's parents and Chen Miaomiao will go with him. 3 days later, Boss Luo took out 7 design drawings. The design drawings were sent to Yu Zheng, and several people had different opinions. Finally, they discussed and merged several versions together. Let Boss Luo design the drawings according to their requirements and see how the effect is. Don't say it, it looks unexpectedly good. After the finalization, the decoration was handed over to someone familiar to Lin Jiajin. 2 people monitored it and it must be completed 1 month before the new year. Lin Feng took Lin Jiajin aside. Brother Jun, is your acquaintance reliable? Reliable? A former employee of the company, and later opened a decoration company to work alone. Lin Feng nodded, then I'm relieved. Originally, he wanted to hand over the decoration to Boss Luo's people. But Boss Luo currently does not have the ability to do it in the 2 cities. This matter came to an end, and the father-in-law and mother-in-law also left. This time, relatives and friends came to the baby's first birthday party, and Lin Feng did not let them accept gifts. But when the father-in-law and mother-in-law left, they still secretly stuffed a first birthday gift of 100,000 yuan. It was only after they boarded the plane that Zhang Yuxi found the money in her bag when she got home. They are really. Zhang Yuxi's eyes were red. Lin Feng hugged her. Since it is a kind gift from my parents, then keep it. Zhang Yuxi nodded. Hubby, let's go to Shanghai for the new year. Okay, it's time to go. The next day. It was time to report to school. Zhou Qilin and Lin Ji were packing. They took Lin Ji to get his documents and bought him new winter clothes. This was Lin Ji's first time to go far away, and Zhou Qilin felt very uncomfortable. Lin Ji was very excited and looked forward to the next university life. Zhang Yuxi didn't have much to pack, as she had already packed it before coming. There is no direct train from Michang to Peking University, only planes. Chen Jianguo bought all the plane tickets and booked a hotel. The parents of the three families discussed that if they were not used to living in the school, they would rent a house outside. They would find an aunt to cook and so on. The last one was proposed by Chen Jianguo. He couldn't let his son get hungry and thin. The most worrying thing about flying is the baby's condition. He was afraid that they would cry and cause inconvenience to other passengers. Unexpectedly, the babies behaved very well. Except for some discomfort during takeoff and landing, the babies were very obedient. After arriving in Beijing, the couple breathed a sigh of relief. Seeing that the babies were not very energetic, they felt distressed. It was another hassle to arrive at the hotel. The babies started to sleep in the room. Lin Feng comforted Zhang Yuxi. I will go to the kitchen to make some light complimentary food for the babies. They are probably tired. Zhang Yuxi nodded. As long as the money is enough, the hotel will let you cook by yourself. After all, special circumstances require special treatment. Lin Feng made appetizer porridge for the babies, made a braised tofu for the babies, and then got some fruits. Before leaving, Lin Feng thought about it and stir-fried cucumber slices for the babies. Peel the cucumber and cut it into small transparent thin slices. After frying in this way, the cucumber will become soft and easy to eat. The chef next to him was stunned by Lin Feng's superb knife skills. The way he cooked looked like a chef. When Lin Feng returned to the room, the babies were awake and playing on the bed. The most energetic Dabao was not as active as before, let alone the other babies. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi fed them complimentary food. After eating, the babies became full of energy again. The couple breathed a sigh of relief. After they had dinner, they discussed the next itinerary. Tomorrow they will sign up, and Lin Feng will stay in the hotel to look after the children. In the evening, Lin Feng played with the babies in the room for a while, and the family went to bed early. Zhang Yuxi woke up early the next morning. Lin Feng had already prepared complimentary food for the babies. Husband, you have worked hard to take care of the babies alone today. I will come back early after I finish my work. Lin Feng said with a smile, you can go and do your work, I will take care of the babies. After they all left, Lin Feng pushed the 4-row stroller and left the hotel. Taking advantage of this gap, he was going to solve the house problem. There were 4 rows of carts, one in front and one in the back, so it was a little difficult to get into the elevator. Thanks to the help of the enthusiastic people, I was able to squeeze in slowly and successfully. Yes, I'm at the entrance of the hotel. Lin Feng put down his phone and looked into the distance. After a while, a black car came. Seeing Lin Feng, he was stunned and became a little at a loss. Hey, how do I get my car? Lin Feng was helpless. How far is it? About 20 minutes. Walk. The man said hurriedly. Okay, I'll find a parking space. 5 minutes later, the man came over. Hello, my last name is Wang. You can call me Xiao Wang. Let's go, we'll talk on the way. After Lin Ji was admitted to Peking University, Lin Feng looked at houses through the app software. Lin Feng gave money and asked the agent to help him show him the real house through video. After looking at 5 houses in a row, he finally decided on a well-decorated house with 3 bedrooms and 1 living room, 80 square meters. It was also Lin Feng's good luck. They were going to move out in mid-August, and they just moved in. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 203 Uncle, you're too polite. On the way. Lin Feng learned that because it is not far from the school and it is a famous school, so the house prices here are generally not low. Lin Feng is interested in fine decoration. The price that he had agreed with the agent is now going to increase. Boss, this is the landlord's price increase. After all, the school season is coming, and the surrounding house prices have increased significantly, not just this one. Lin Feng had done his homework before. The price of the house he liked is indeed high, but it wins because of the good decoration. After arriving, Lin Feng had a good impression of the community environment. After entering the house and seeing the actual decoration, Lin Feng expressed his satisfaction. After a rough inspection, the furniture and appliances are all good. There is also a cabinet air conditioner in the living room. Although it is old-fashioned, it blows air very quickly. Xiao Wang asked, "Are you satisfied?" Lin Feng said lightly, "Not bad. Because of the school season, the houses nearby are all in high demand. To be honest, there are not many houses with such fine decoration and such a large area like this." Lin Feng nodded, "I understand." Then, the two signed the agreement. The landlord required a half-yearly payment, and the agent persuaded them to change it to quarterly payment. However, the deposit was changed from 1 month to 2 months. Lin Feng had no objection. After all, Zhang Yuxi only needed 1 month to study at Peking University. When the time comes, the remaining lease period will be given to Lin Ji and his family. Xiao Wang said, "There is a grocery store outside. You can buy pots, pans, and mats. It's very convenient." Lin Feng thought about it and said, "Xiao Wang, can I trouble you for a favor? I'll give you money. You go to the grocery store to buy things for me. I won't reduce your errand fee." Xiao Wang smiled heartily when he saw the 4 cute babies. "Boss, you are being polite. Write me a list of what you want, and I'll go downstairs to the grocery store to buy it. You can pay me back when the time comes. There's no need to pay for errands. It's not far." Lin Feng used his pen and paper to write down a lot of things he needed. Xiao Wang took a look and said, "Okay, I'll go then." "Thank you. That's polite." Xiao Wang was not very old. He looked to be in his early 20s, but his smile made people feel very sincere. Half an hour later, someone knocked on the door. It was the grocery store owner and Xiao Wang. The two of them carried a lot of things upstairs. Although the grocery store was small, the things were very complete. Most of the things on Lin Feng's list were bought. The boss wiped his sweat and said, "No one is watching my shop. I'm leaving first." Lin Feng said, "Sorry to bother you, boss." The boss waved his hand and left in a hurry. Lin Feng gave Xiao Wang an extra 300 yuan, and Xiao Wang did not delay. "Boss, call me if you have anything." "Okay." Lin Feng let the babies play by themselves, and piled the things he bought in the house and locked it. Then he cleaned up and washed the mats. He was busy until noon without realizing it. Almost everything was cleaned up. If Zhang Yuxi hadn't called, he would probably have been busy. "Husband, where are you and the babies?" Lin Feng turned around and found that the babies were gone. He was so scared that he broke out in a cold sweat. He looked for them and found that the babies were all sleeping soundly on the bed in the master bedroom, one next to the other. Lin Feng sent a location map to Zhang Yuxi. "Wife, you come here. You can bring the luggage and ask them to come too." 20 minutes later, several people came with luggage. "Husband? This. I rented the house. If you have anything to say, come down and talk. Keep your voice down. The babies are still sleeping." Lin Feng took out a small blanket from the suitcase and covered the babies in the master bedroom. Zhang Yuxi couldn't help but smile when she saw the babies sleeping soundly. She walked out of the house quietly and closed the door. Chen Jianguo was very satisfied with the house. After hearing that the price was fair, he was even more satisfied. Mr. Lin is really thoughtful and efficient. I originally booked a 3-bedroom apartment, but the price was too high and the landlord rented it out without even telling me. The more Chen Jianguo thought about it, the angrier he got. He had seen this house through a friend, but he didn't expect it turned up like this. Everyone packed up their things and it was almost time for Lin Feng to start cooking. He made egg noodles, which were quick and filling. Lin Feng also made noodles for the babies, and it was already 2:30 when they finished lunch. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi slept in the master bedroom, and the children slept in the second bedroom. The sofa in the living room was a simple bed, so Meng Liang's father and Chen Jianguo made do with it. As long as there was air conditioning, it was comfortable to fall asleep. The babies played with toys on the bed, while Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi slept on the outside and end of the bed. Take a break and relax. The babies were very energetic and talked in their own language. Lin Feng activated a high-quality sleep skill and slept well. When I woke up, I found that the babies had fallen asleep next to the couple. At about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Lin Feng got up to make snacks for the babies and steamed buns. Chen Jianguo in the living room was thinking about something and woke up early. Chen Miaomiao and Meng Liang are both in Beijing University, which is less than 20 minutes away from here, very close. Peking University is half an hour away from here, and they had discussed it before. It is better for the three of them to rent a house together. Mr. Lin, I will go back in the afternoon. Lin Feng nodded. You are busy, leave this to me. Chen Jianguo scratched his head embarrassedly. I'm so embarrassed. Not only do you have to take care of 4 children, but you also have to take care of 4 adults. Eh? Lin Feng smiled. There's nothing to take care of. It's just cooking. It won't make much difference if 1 or 2 more people eat. And Chen Miaomiao is hardworking. She helps me with housework and taking care of the children. Chen Jianguo chuckled. I transferred 500,000 yuan to you. Thank you for your hard work this month. Lin Feng was stunned. No, it's just for meals. Chen Jianguo waved his hand. You must use it, and this is my intention. Lin Feng hesitated. It's too expensive even for meals. Chen Jianguo looked guilty. I originally planned to spend more time with him after he starts school, but I'm too busy to get away. I don't know what I can do. I just hope that Mr. Lin can care about him more on my behalf. Lin Feng thought for a while. Then I will rent this house for a long time. Chen Jianguo was happy. In fact, this was why he gave the money. This is good, thank you, Mr. Lin. Lin Feng smiled. Uncle, you are too polite. While talking, Meng Liang's father stood up and took out 3,000 in cash. This is the living expenses and accommodation fees for this month. I only have this much? I will transfer the money to you when I get home. This time at the beginning of the school year, Meng Liang's parents took out all their savings, and only a few thousand yuan was left. He couldn't let his son live here for free. Lin Feng smiled and said, Uncle, this is not necessary. Chen Jianguo saw Lin Feng's statement and said, Brother, it's not necessary, put it away quickly. Your son originally lived in the school, and my son forced him to rent a house. Why does he need you to give him money? I also want to thank your son for being willing to come out and rent a house with my son, so that his son has a companion. How much can a child eat in a month? I will pay for the living expenses. Chen Jianguo said as he took the money and put it in Meng Liang's father's pocket. How can I do this? I can't do this. He is not stupid. The prices in Beijing are much higher than those in Micheng, not to mention the school district housing. Lin Feng said softly, Uncle, give this money to Meng Liang. Use it to buy school supplies for the new semester, or let him spend money when he needs it. He is an adult now, and he should keep some money on him. Chen Jianguo nodded. Yes, leave it for the child. Meng Liang's family is not comparable to theirs. It's just 1 more person to eat. How much can it cost? After several persuasions, Meng Liang's father agreed. Why don't you just go back to Micheng with me, so we can take care of each other? I'll take the train back, and the air ticket is more than 1,000 yuan, which is too expensive. It's cheaper for us to go back, only more than 800 yuan, but it's worth it. Chen Jianguo said as he bought the ticket. I'll give you the money. Chen Jianguo waved his hand. It's just a few hundred yuan, don't be polite to me. In the afternoon, they parted with the children, feeling relieved and sad. There were more exhortations and instructions. Unlike in Micheng, where he can always watch over and take care of him. Meng Liang was a little sad. Dad, I will take good care of myself, and you and Mom should also take good care of yourselves at home. Meng Liang's father nodded. I know, we are all adults, why can't we take care of ourselves? Compared to their sadness, Chen Jianguo was the only one who was sad. Chen Miaomiao had already gotten used to not having her father's company. So, she didn't feel too sad when she left this time. But the more he was like this, the more uncomfortable Chen Jianguo felt. Chapter 204 You are fat and can take a beating. The next day, the sun just rose. Lin Feng had already gotten up and prepared breakfast. Wife, get up. Husband, can I sleep a little longer? Today is the first day of school, are you sure you want to sleep a little longer? Hearing this, Zhang Yuxi opened her eyes. Yes, today is the first day of school. The master bedroom has a bathroom, and Zhang Yuxi went to wash up. Lin Feng wanted to use the bathroom and let the babies go to the toilet. You guys eat, I will eat with the babies then. Zhang Yuxi said while eating. Husband, I will bring back the food after class. Yes. Brother, I'm leaving. Big brother, I'm leaving. Brother Lin Feng, I'm leaving too. Husband, I'm leaving. Lin Feng was packing up the babies and responded, goodbye. After the babies finished breakfast, Lin Feng prepared the ingredients for lunch. After getting ready, play with the babies for a while. Through the window, Lin Feng saw this point. Many parents brought their 1 or 2-year-old babies into the community. It happened to be a time to go to work. Could it be that there is a nursery class in this community? After playing with the babies for a while, he started to make complimentary food for them. The babies exercise a lot every day, consume a lot of energy quickly, and grow up quickly. In the past, Lin Feng had always guided the babies correctly in eating. Now, except for the third baby who eats slowly, the babies all finish eating before leaving the table. After washing their faces and wiping their hands, they ran off to play. Only the third baby was left at the table eating slowly. Lin Feng looked at the time, cooking and watching the babies at the same time. Click. Zhang Yuxi was the first to get home. I'm back. The 4 babies came running over in unison, surrounding and calling for mom. Zhang Yuxi squatted down, stretched out her arms, and hugged the 4 babies in her arms at once. Did you miss your mom? This moment was so happy. The second baby hugged her, burying his little face in her chest. Erbeo misses mommy, so much? Sibeo said quickly. Sibeo misses mommy so much too. Dabeo followed closely and confessed, Mom, I love you. Sanbeo hugged Zhang Yuxi's arm and said nothing. After washing her hands, Zhang Yuxi followed her little tail and went to the kitchen. Hubby, is there anything I can help you with? No, we'll have dinner in 10 minutes. Call them and ask where they are, don't get lost on the first day. Then came Chen Miao and the others. On the first day of school, they didn't look happy at all. Even Lin Ji was the same when he came back. It turned out that they were going to have military training. Lin Feng smiled. Military training is normal. We are all men. Are you afraid? Sibeo held Lin Ji's legs and asked curiously, what are you afraid of? Lin Ji had a bitter face. I'm going to military training. The instructor is very strict, and he will beat people. He deliberately exaggerated and fell on the sofa pretending to be sad. He just wanted to test how these little guys who were watching the fun would react. Sibeo was stunned. Hit someone? Hit you? Lin Ji nodded. It will hurt. Sibeo got anxious when he heard it and ran to find Lin Feng. Dad, someone hit me. Hit him. Lin Feng was busy with his work. Who? Sibeo forgot to address him for a moment and was stunned. Erbeo came over. It will hurt a lot. Dad, go hide him. Dabeo took out his toy Superman. Hit him. Lin Ji still pretended to be sad, but Sanbeo was indifferent. Erbeo came over and hugged Lin Ji. Don't cry, be good. Dabeo said, hit back. Lin Ji looked pitiful. I can't beat him, what should I do? Dabeo tilted his head and thought for a while. Run. Lin Ji said again, I can't run fast. Dabeo stopped talking. Here, Sibeo and the others got the answer from Lin Feng. Dad can't help with this, you guys think of a way. They surrounded Lin Ji and chattered non-stop. Lin Ji listened seriously, but in fact, he didn't understand a word they said. But the meaning can be roughly guessed. Chen Miao on the side asked Sibeo, don't you care about me? I will be beaten too. Sibeo looked shocked. Then he said something unexpected. You are so fat. Chen Miao choked and didn't know how to answer. What's wrong with me being fat? Sibeo said again, you are fat and can resist being beaten. Erbeo nodded, yes, fat people are not afraid of being beaten. Dabeo, it doesn't hurt even if you are beaten. Chen Miao heard this, his face was full of black lines, and he said helplessly. What you said makes sense, thank you for giving me advice. Several little babies were very proud. You're welcome. Lin Feng shouted, dinner is ready. There were no babies at the dinner table, so they could talk. Zhang Yuxi said, you are so white, do you want to buy some sunscreen? It's so embarrassing for a grown man to apply sunscreen. They all shook their heads. Lin Feng asked them how they felt in the first day of school. Are there any beauties in the class? Chen Miao smiled and said, there is a pretty girl in our class. Many boys like her. Meng Liang thought for a moment and said, I didn't notice it. Lin Ji, It seems that there is no one in our class. I don't have much impression. Lin Ji is handsome. On the first day of school, many female classmates asked for his contact information. After lunch, they have a 40-minute break. They can sleep. Lin Feng cooks, and the three of them wash the dishes. After returning to the house, they send a message to Yang Zheng. Yang Zheng missed by 8 points and regretted not being admitted to Beijing University. After a lot of ideological struggle, he decided to repeat the year. This time, it's either Peking University or Beijing University. Yang Zheng's parents support their son. Yang Zheng began to review intensively in the third year of high school. He has a goal and has taken the college entrance examination once. This time, he has enough time to strive for it. The four good brothers chatted for a while, and the three began to whisper. In high school, they were still young and busy with their studies, so they didn't have the opportunity to fall in love. Now, in college, they can finally fall in love. After Lin Feng coaxed the babies to take a nap, he went to the grocery store downstairs to buy mosquito nets. Upon asking, there is indeed a nursery in the community. Parents put their babies in the nursery in the morning and pick them up after get off work. It costs 7,000 yuan a month, including 3 meals a day for the babies. Lin Feng asked for the address, and it was just downstairs from his building. So, when he came upstairs, he just happened to ask about it. Entering the house, it was well decorated, with mats on the floor, cute wallpaper on the walls, and paper cranes made by hand hanging above the head. Both bedrooms have small beds for kindergarten naps. When Lin Feng went there, the babies slept very well. It seems that there are more than 30 babies in total. They are all around 1 to 2 years old. There are slides, ocean balls and the like in the living room. There are a total of 4 middle-aged women taking care of them. 2 of them are in charge of logistics, and 2 of them are specifically responsible for taking care of the babies. They can only eat after the babies have eaten. They have been running the business for almost 3 years, and the children are all studying at Beijing University. After they graduate, they will stop doing it. At first, they just came to accompany the children. Thinking that there was nothing to do, he opened a daycare center and earned as much money as possible. Lin Feng smiled and said, "My situation is a bit special." He wanted to bring the babies to the daycare center. But at the same time, he also had to come and take care of the babies together. He waited until noon to take the babies home. After the babies took a nap in the afternoon, Lin Feng brought the babies to the daycare center to play with other children. Chapter 205, Taking the Baby to the Nursery. After hearing what Lin Feng said, the boss understood. Lin Feng just felt that the babies were bored at home, so he wanted to find a playmate. That's not impossible. The boss hesitated, but the price is hard to calculate. I'll go and discuss with them how much is appropriate for you. 2 minutes later, the boss came back. 3,000, one price, no less. In fact, this 3,000 is free money. This price is within Lin Feng's acceptable range. Okay, let's start from today. Lin Feng gave 3,000 yuan on the spot. After returning, Zhang Yuxi had already woken up. "Honey, where are you going?" "There is a nursery class downstairs. I gave 3,000 yuan and I can take the babies there to play in the future." Zhang Yuxi was stunned for a moment. "I was wondering why there are so many children's voices downstairs. The babies must like to play with other children." Lin Feng went to knock on Lin Ji's door. "Get up." After everyone packed up, they went to school. There are many shared bicycles near the school, and you can ride there if you don't have time. After they all left, Lin Feng sat on the edge of the bed. Looking at them sleeping like little pigs, I couldn't help but laugh. "Babies, get up." Sibeo woke up with a start, sat up and rubbed his eyes. "Daddy." Lin Feng kissed him and turned off the air conditioner. "Do you want to pee?" Sibeo nodded, "Yes." Lin Feng took him to the bathroom, and Erbeo got up when he came out. Erbeo didn't look like a girl at all. She slid off the bed and went to the bathroom in her little slippers. Lin Feng couldn't help but give a thumbs up to his daughter. Not to mention Sibeo, Dabeo doesn't dare to get out of bed now. It's easy to get down, but hard to get up. I saw Erbeo's upper body fall on it, and his 2 legs dangling in the air. This foot failed to hook the edge of the bed, and that foot failed to hook the edge of the bed. "Dad, help, help." Lin Feng had been secretly watching this scene from the side. He burst into laughter at Erbeo's scene. "It's so cute." Lin Feng walked over and picked up Erbeo. "Dad is here." Erbeo grinned. "Thank you." Dabao rolled around a few times and woke up. Sanbao moved to Lin Feng's side and called softly, "Dad." Lin Feng said gently, "Sanbao, get up. Dad will take you to play with other children today, okay?" When they heard that they were going to play with other children, Sibao and Erbao were excited and shouted yes. Sanbao was not interested, and Dabao was in the bathroom. "Dad, what did you say? What are you talking about?" Lin Feng said loudly, "Dad will take you to play with other children later." Dabao was so happy. Now the babies don't have diapers anymore, but at night, they will use a thin layer of diapers. The babies are only 1 year old, and they can't control their peeing and pooping. Lin Feng has mastered the pattern of their pooping and pooping. And what kind of expression they will have when they poop and pee. There are cases where they pee on their pants. But there has never been a single poop. Especially when the babies are having fun and forget about everything else, Lin Feng is busy. In most cases, 1 or 2 babies will wet their pants. Lin Feng prepared several pairs of pants and small underwear, and took the 4 babies to knock on the door downstairs. Lin Feng held Erbao and Sanbao, and watched the other 2 babies holding the railing and going down the stairs step by step. The height of the stairs was not high, and the babies walked downstairs with support. When the boss saw the door and saw Lin Feng with 4 babies, she was stunned. "These are all your babies?" Lin Feng nodded, "Quadruplets. Really, really amazing." Apart from this, she couldn't find any other words to describe it. At this time, the children in the nursery class woke up from their naps. Everyone was playing with toys. Erbao and Dabao are cheerful and can easily join in. Sibao went to find toys by herself and played with a child who came over. Sanbao circled Lin Feng and was a little scared to see so many children. Lin Feng took her to play with toys. At this time, a 2-year-old cute came over. "This is for you." Sanbao said obediently, "Thank you." Lin Feng said softly, "Sanbao, you play with the kids. Daddy is a little tired. Sit here and rest for a while." Sanbao nodded, a little nervous. "Dad, you stay here, don't go anywhere." "Okay, Daddy won't go anywhere except to the toilet." The boss came over and asked, "Your children are just 1 year old? They don't look much younger than 2-year-old children." The fact that the multiple babies can grow so well is enough to show how well they are taken care of. Lin Feng smiled slightly. Maybe they are active, so they grow faster. They are still among the babies, and they are really outstanding. The babies have white skin and are white and plump, which is very cute. Especially Sanbao's appearance, it's so beautiful. She perfectly inherited the advantages of Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi, and she is getting more and more beautiful. In addition, Sanbao is quiet, so her temperament is very different from other babies. Erbao and Sibao are having a lot of fun. Although Sibao is the youngest, his crying, words and actions are very contagious since he was young. It has only been a short while since he became the king of children. Children older than him are all around him. Not only that, Lin Feng also discovered the difference between his baby and his peers. Here is a 1-year-old baby. He is not very stable when walking, let alone talking. Girls are better, and can occasionally form a sentence. Most boys are slurred. Without comparison, Lin Feng always thought that his baby was no different except that he looked tall. The 1-year-old boys all wore open pants. It is convenient for them to pee without getting their pants wet. Some 2-year-old boys have open pants, and some have closed pants. When parents send their babies here, they will prepare a few more pairs of pants. Fortunately, it is summer, so they will dry after washing and drying. Lin Feng reminded Erbao and the others who were having fun. "You have to pee and call Daddy." At this time, a boy about 1-year-old came over with a wrinkled face. Lin Feng didn't understand what was going on. The aunt who was taking care of the babies rushed to the toilet with them in a lightning speed. After coming out, she breathed a sigh of relief. "Fortunately, I came earlier. If I was a step later, they would have peed on themselves." Lin Feng. Lin Feng really didn't understand them because they were not his own babies. This one peed, that one was going to poop. The 2 aunts were very busy, and they were even busier when they met a 1-year-old who couldn't express himself. Here, the logistics aunt boiled milk and served a small bowl to each baby. They customized a kind of milk, which needed to be boiled before drinking. Lin Feng asked for the milk delivery phone number and decided to deliver it to the babies every morning and evening. Only a very few babies can sit down to eat. Even a very few can hold a small bowl to drink by themselves. The other babies need to be fed, and 4 people can only handle it together. The 4 babies sat obediently on the small table and drank obediently from the small bowl. Lin Feng took them to the bathroom to wash their faces and hands. After the busy work, he helped the other babies wash their faces and hands. The boss came over and asked, "Are you taking care of these 4 babies by yourself?" Lin Feng nodded. "Then you are really good at educating children. They are so obedient at only 1 year old. Some 2-year-old children are not as good as them." Lin Feng didn't think much about how he taught them. He just felt that some things should be done this way. Of course, he also hoped that the babies could have good habits. For them, and for himself. The boss admired Lin Feng and asked, "Where's the mother of the children?" "She is studying at Peking University." "Is your wife a university teacher?" "Yes." While the boss admired him, he looked at Lin Feng with a new level of respect. Chapter 206 Military Training begins. After playing for a few hours, it was almost time to prepare dinner, so Lin Feng took the babies home. The babies were so engrossed in playing that they didn't want to go home at all. Especially Sibeo, who was so addicted to playing. Lin Feng promised to bring him to play again tomorrow, and he reluctantly went home. After arriving home, Lin Feng began to busy himself with making dinner. Half an hour later, Zhang Yuxi and the others came back. While teasing the babies, Zhang Yuxi asked them, "Did you have fun playing with the other babies?" They all said they had fun. Sibeo opened his eyes wide and gestured, "Mom, there are so many, the same as me." Zhang Yuxi pretended to be surprised, "Really?" Sibeo sat down on the sofa and fell into Zhang Yuxi's arms. "There are slides, balls, and so many fun things. Wow, that must be fun." Everyone gathered around Zhang Yuxi and talked about it. Zhang Yuxi listened carefully, although she didn't understand some of it. But it didn't affect her cooperation in the performance at all. It was time for dinner, because Linji and the others would start military training tomorrow. It happened that tomorrow was Saturday, and Zhang Yuxi didn't have class. The couple discussed going out to purchase. Because of the tight military training schedule, Linji, Chen Miao and the other 2 did not come back for lunch. It was too hot here. The sun was at 9 o'clock and it would not set until almost 6 in the afternoon. It was unrealistic to take the babies out during the day. After breakfast, Lin Feng asked Zhang Yuxi to sleep a little longer at home, and he took the babies downstairs to play. After Lin Feng came, he would help them take care of the babies. It was like having half a helper. At noon, Lin Feng took the babies back, and Zhang Yuxi was already awake. In the afternoon, when the babies woke up, they clamored to go out to play again. This time, the couple brought the babies to the door. "Oh, is this your wife? She is so beautiful. You 2 are so well matched, a handsome man and a beautiful woman." I said that the babies can be so beautiful, it must be because their parents are good looking. And they are university teachers, so amazing. They were so enthusiastic that Zhang Yuxi was a little embarrassed by the praise. The environment here is good, and the babies are all clean. Sibeo and Sibeo took Zhang Yuxi to play with the children. Seeing that the babies were so excited, she didn't want to spoil the fun. Lin Feng accompanied Dabeo and Sanbeo to draw on the blackboard. Today there is an extra blackboard, so you can draw on it with your hands. Lin Feng smiled and said, "Dad draws, you come to guess, okay." He drew a watermelon. Dabeo has learned to answer quickly. "It's a watermelon." Lin Feng was very satisfied. "Yes, it's a watermelon, you are great." Next, draw a banana. Lin Feng turned on his handicraft skills, and these simple drawings of the babies were easy to come by. This time, Sanbeo answered first. Later, more children joined in. Lin Feng smiled and said, "So many children are rushing to answer, I can't hear clearly. How about this, children who know, raise your hands." Some children nodded as if they understood. Some children nodded and said they knew. Some children watched from the side. This time, Lin Feng drew flowers. Many children raised their hands. The little boy in red, you raised your hand the fastest. "Tell uncle, what is this?" "Ziofa. It must be a small flower." Lin Feng gave the little boy a thumbs up. "You guessed it right, great." The babies were only about 1 year old and their attention span was not very focused. After playing for a while, Lin Feng finished. In the afternoon, the sun was about to set. The couple took the babies to the supermarket to have a look and add some items to the refrigerator. Even in Beijing, where foreign friends can be seen everywhere, quadruplets are rare. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi's looks are so good that they can cause screams. Because she wants to be close to the babies, Zhang Yuxi is always without makeup. Because of work, she only puts on lipstick. Now she's not working, so she also skips the lipstick. Not far from the community, there is a medium-sized supermarket. But it is a bit troublesome to go there, you have to walk on the overpass. If you don't walk on the overpass, you have to go around. Then we can go shopping. Lin Feng said with a smile. Zhang Yuxi had no objection. Pushing the stroller, walking along, she met a girl with an anxious look. She hesitated for a moment and went up to ask Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi could only understand simple Korean, just 1 or 2 words. When she put it into a sentence, she didn't know what she was saying. Lin Feng came over and told the girl in fluent Korean that she had taken the wrong road. Coincidentally, he knew where the girl was going. The girl was very grateful and praised the family of 6. Zhang Yuxi didn't know what the other party said, but she could guess a thing or two. When the girl walked away, Zhang Yuxi admired her. "Hubby, you were so handsome just now. Any man would feel happy to be admired by the woman he likes." Lin Feng smiled slightly, raised his eyebrows slightly, and asked closer. "Hubby is also handsome at night, right? After being married for a long time, sometimes they don't seem to be restrained," and gradually, Lin Feng drove faster and faster. Zhang Yuxi, who was shy at the beginning, gradually got used to it. She whispered, "Hate," and turned into cold beauty again. When I came back from the supermarket, I saw 3 people lying on the sofa, half dead. Seeing them like this, Lin Feng asked with a smile, "What do you want to eat tonight?" The 3 of them perked up when they heard it. Seeing Lin Feng holding a fish, he quickly said, "We want to eat green pepper fish." Zhang Yuxi stood up, "Then I'll go buy some green pepper." Meng Lion quickly said, "Sister-in-law, no, I'll go buy it." Turning his head, he asked Lin Feng, "Brother, what else do you want to buy?" "Buy another fish." Chen Miao said, "I'll go with you and go shopping by the way." Lin Ji said, "I'll go too." Sibao hugged Lin Ji's legs and asked, "Where are we going? Are we going to play? Are we going to see fish?" Erbao was more sensitive than a monkey and climbed up Lin Ji's trouser legs directly. Lin Ji hugged her, "Let's go buy vegetables." Erbao's sweet talk skills were activated. "Can I go with you? I'm very good." "Okay." Who can be so cruel to refuse such a soft and cute baby? Lin Ji looked at Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi sighed, "Take her, but be careful." Sibao was anxious when he heard it. Sibao wants to go too. He jumped up and down anxiously. Dabao also looked at Lin Ji pitifully. Lin Ji had never felt so much expectation. Chen Miao and Meng Liang each bent down to hold one. Zhang Yuxi reminded them, "Be careful on the road, and keep an eye on the child." When several people went out, Zhang Yuxi was worried. They were all big children. Among the 4 babies, only the Buddhist Sanbao was the quietest and didn't want to go out at all. Zhang Yuxi asked her, "Does Sanbao want to go?" Sanbao smiled sweetly. "Sanbao is with mom and dad." "Oh, what a heartwarming answer." Zhang Yuxi picked up Sanbao and kissed him, causing Sanbao to giggle. "Go to the living room to play, mom will help dad cook. Be careful, don't fall." Zhang Yuxi came to the kitchen to wash vegetables. Her tone could not hide her pride. "Husband, have you noticed? Our baby is much taller than his peers, and is better than them in both verbal expression and body coordination." Lin Feng nodded, "I noticed. This is all thanks to my husband, who takes such good care of the babies, and makes them so obedient and sensible." After going to the nursery today, she saw how excellent and well-behaved her own baby is. Even Sibao, who thinks he's naughty, is much better than those unreasonable children. Sibao doesn't like to cry, and is optimistic and enthusiastic by nature. He takes good care of other brothers and sisters in the family and rarely loses his temper. I think they are excellent. After a pause, Zhang Yuxi emphasized, "They are really excellent, all thanks to my husband's good teaching." Lin Feng sliced a fish quickly. "It turns out that the sweet words of Erbao and Sanbao are inherited from you." "No, I'm telling the truth." Chapter 207 Worthy of being Teacher Zhang. The couple chatted while busying themselves in the kitchen. Not long after, Lin Ji and the others came back. Sibao ran over and said excitedly, "Dad, Mom, there are small fish, small fish." Erbao gestured, "Such big. So many fish." Dabao gestured again, "Super big." Then he ran over to tell Sanbao. Lin Ji and his friends not only bought a big fish, but also bought 4 or 5 small gillfish. These gillfish were not for the babies to make fish soup, but for them to watch. Bring a washing basin, put water in it, and put the gillfish in it. The fish was very small, not even as long as an adult's palm, and very lively. The babies gathered around the washing basin to watch. Sibeo and Erbeo went to catch the fish without discussing it. The small fish swam away with a flick of its tail. Sibeo chuckled. Dabeo stretched out his hands to catch it. Sanbeo also joined in and had a lot of fun. Soon, every baby was wet. Zhang Yuxi changed their clothes and put the washing basin on the balcony. We'll play after dinner. The babies looked at the gillfish reluctantly. Adults eat green pepper fish, and the babies eat sea bass. Lin Feng had to do the job of picking out the bones. This was the first time for the babies to eat sea bass. Lin Feng looked at the plump sea bass and didn't know how to start. He couldn't let the babies not eat fish just because he didn't know how to pick out fish bones. Then, Lin Feng activated the primary manual skill. Whether it works or not, he would try it first. Sea bass is very suitable for babies to eat, with few bones and delicious meat. Then, Lin Feng removed the complete fish bones and those small bones. Husband, you are so awesome, how did you do it? Zhang Yuxi and others were stunned. Lin Feng didn't expect it to be successful. It turned out that this skill could be used in this way. But he was still worried when feeding them. Fearing that there were fish bones, Lin Feng used a flashlight and watched carefully while feeding. Lin Feng bought 2 sea bass, and the babies ate them all up. Dabeo and Sibeo were still looking at them, waiting to continue eating. When they found out that it was gone, the two of them were so disappointed. Especially Sibeo, who is a foodie, was so disappointed and sad. Let's buy one more tomorrow so that we can eat enough, okay? Sibeo clapped his hands. Okay, okay. Feed the babies with fish and let them eat by themselves. When Lin Feng came back to eat, they didn't eat the green pepper fish. You guys eat, no need to wait for me. Lin Ji smiled and said, you've worked so hard, can't we eat first? Lin Feng smiled, no way. Fortunately, it's summer, and it's still hot. Delicious. Brother, you made it so delicious. Brother, it's better than what I ate outside. That's right, the taste is just right. If it's more, I can't eat it. Zhang Yuxi has eaten the green pepper fish made by Lin Feng, and it is indeed delicious. My husband is so delicious, should I add it to the fish hot pot? Lin Feng thought about it. It's not impossible. I'll discuss it with Jiajin and Anmin when the time comes. This skill is particularly fond of cooking fish. Nothing is not delicious. Horizontal ellipsis. The following is the daily life. After breakfast in the morning, Lin Feng takes the babies to the nursery to play. Go home to make lunch at noon. After lunch, take the babies to take a nap. After waking up, continue to play in the nursery. In a flash, 10 days have passed. Lin Ji and the other two who refused sunscreen at the beginning took the initiative and shyly asked Zhang Yuxi to recommend student sunscreen products. In the first few days of training, they didn't realize that they had been tanned. When they noticed it, they were 2 degrees darker. 2 degrees! Exclamation mark. They are all fair-skinned and plump. How long will it take to whiten after being tanned? Here. Looking at the sunscreen in front of them, they were all stunned. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, I prepared it a long time ago, but you didn't want it, so I kept it. In this way, unknowingly, the military training of half a month ended. Classes officially started. I applied sunscreen before, so I didn't get too tanned. I can get back after a rest. With the end of the military training, the weather in Beijing was not so hot, and the air conditioner was only turned on when it was hot. The days passed by in a dull manner. At the dinner table, Lin Ji and others talked about the teachers and classmates in the school. Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng listened with relish as if they were elders. Sibeo and Erbeo liked to listen to adults chatting the most, and occasionally they would break the casserole to ask questions. They became babies with 100,000 whys. Today is Saturday, and everyone plans to go around Beijing. Let's go to Peking University. I haven't been to the Peking University campus yet. Listening to Lin Feng's suggestion, they changed the plan and went to Peking University first. It is worthy of being a well-known university with a profound cultural heritage. Lin Feng likes the environment here very much. Teacher Zhang. 2 female students came over to greet Zhang Yuxi hand in hand. Zhang Yuxi smiled and nodded, hello. The 2 female students looked at the babies in the stroller and exclaimed, wow, Such cute babies. Teacher Zhang, are they all yours? Zhang Yuxi nodded, yes. They were shocked. Quadruplets, so awesome. Then I looked at Lin Feng beside Zhang Yuxi. I didn't need to guess that he was Teacher Zhang's husband. Young, handsome, tall, and straight. Teacher Zhang, we have something else to do, so we'll leave first. Zhang Yuxi nodded, okay, goodbye. In front of outsiders, Zhang Yuxi was the flower of Gaoling, out of reach. She exuded an unattainable aura from the inside out. The first time Zhang Yuxi appeared on the campus of Peking University, she became a person everyone discussed. Because she really has a beautiful face that is exquisite to the extreme. Many classmates asked about her privately. She is a top student from a well-known foreign university, returned from studying abroad, is married, and is also a mother of children. I don't know how many boys' hearts were killed. Along the way, I met classmates from Lin Ji's class. I also met Zhang Yuxi's instructor and classmates from her class. Soon, the news that Zhang Yuxi gave birth to quadruplets spread throughout the school. Some people posted photos of the babies and their photos on the school forum. The way Teacher Zhang looks at her husband is so loving. What a pity, Teacher Zhang got married. So disappointed, Teacher Zhang and her husband are such a good match. I'm jealous. Quadruplets, worthy of Teacher Zhang, so powerful. Chapter 208, End of Training. Several people visited Peking University in the morning, and then went to visit Beijing University in the afternoon. The two schools are not far apart. Beijing University was originally planned to be a branch of Peking University, but later for some unknown reason, it became independent as Beijing University. It has been 5 years, and it has jumped into the ranks of famous universities. Although it cannot be compared with schools like Peking University, it is not easy to get into Beijing University. Originally, everyone planned to go out and have fun, but in the end, they did nothing in the whole day. They only visited 2 universities. They almost got lost, didn't they? Even freshmen like Chen Miaomio didn't visit all the schools. If they got lost, they had to look at the signposts. In another week, it will be the National Day holiday. Zhang Yuxi's 1 month further study will also end, and she will go home with Lin Feng. From now on, this house will be left to Lin Ji and the other 3. In a blink of an eye, a week has passed. Because of the National Day holiday, it must be very crowded. So Lin Feng bought the plane ticket in advance a week ago. When he bought it on the same day, as expected, there were no seats. It was only early morning when the extra flight arrived home. Before leaving, Lin Feng took Lin Ji and several others and reminded them. Before leaving, be sure to close the windows and check whether the gas valve is closed. Also make sure the air conditioner is turned off and the faucet is turned properly. The door of the room must also be closed. Lin Feng told them where to put things, etc. Then, several people left. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi took the babies to say hello to the aunties downstairs. There were babies in the nursery who needed to be taken care of and could not leave without someone. They were reluctant to leave the babies, and after a few pleasantries, Lin Feng took the babies away. The 4 babies also said goodbye to their best friend and would come back to play with her in the future. They gave their toys to their best friends. Of course, this was not voluntary for the babies. Lin Feng spent 2 nights doing homework to convince them. After a short period of depression, the babies were full of energy again. Wow, a plane. What a big plane. We also want to take a plane. Fly high. Is there a Superman? He flies higher than a plane. The babies stood in a row in front of the French windows in the waiting area. Watching the plane landing, we chatted back and forth. This time, when the plane took off and landed, Lin Feng gave the babies a protective barrier. The babies were not uncomfortable. Arrived at Michang Airport. Meng Liang's parents, Chen Jianguo, Lin Dashan and Zhou Qilan came to meet him. Chen Jianguo hugged his son. You've lost weight and darker. I've been in military training for half a month, and I'm now. Chen Jianguo was about to say something, but Chen Miaomio said, after the National Day, I want to lose weight. Chen Jianguo was the first to be dissatisfied when his son said he wanted to lose weight. What weight do you want to lose? You're not fat. Chen Miaomio didn't listen to him. After all, he was in college and wanted to fall in love. Meng Liang's parents took their son and expressed their concern. Meng Liang smiled and said, everything is fine. With Lin Feng around, Lin Dashan and his wife were not worried about Lin Ji at all. Except for being a little darker, there seemed to be no change. He had his own residence in Micheng. So Lin Feng returned to the villa in Mingayu Mountain Villa. After opening the door and entering, he found that the small courtyard had been tidied up beautifully. The yard is paved with non-toxic plastic running track. In addition to the garden, there are also amusement facilities for the babies. The slide, backboard and swing are a set. Lin Dashan bought 2 sets and installed them so that the 4 babies can play freely. Although the flowers of the small garden seeds are beautiful, they attract mosquitoes. So Lin Dashan and his wife planted some mosquito-proof flowers, such as mint, etc. As soon as the door was opened, Dabe and Fifi came over. Especially Dabe, who was going crazy after not seeing him for a month. The propeller tail was spinning and he was jumping happily. They didn't take them with them when they went to Beijing this time, and they stayed in the villa in Micheng. Fifi also came over to rub Lin Feng's legs and meow non-stop. The babies slept in the plane. They were energetic after leaving the airport. Dabe and Fifi were like the babies' little friends. It was so happy to see them. A dog, a cat and 4 babies, they played together in an instant. It was the first time for Lin Ji to visit the villa. Wow, I like this villa, it's so beautiful. Brother, sister-in-law, I'll go take a look. After that, they went upstairs. Joe Killen said, I've bought all the pots and pans for the kitchen, and I've bought mats for the master bedroom and the 4 secondary bedrooms. You don't need to prepare anything. Zhang Yuxi thanked Joe Killen for her thoughtfulness. Joe Killen smiled, we are all family, why are you being so polite? There is also a refrigerator, fruits, chickens, ducks, fish and meat, I put them in for you. I also made wontons for you, and wontons for the babies, which are also in the refrigerator. They left after lunch, it was just past 5 o'clock. The weather in Micheng is not as hot as that in Beijing, and it is even colder in Mingayu Villa. Joe Killen went to the kitchen to make wontons for them, and they could eat them in less than half an hour. The wontons are very small, the kind that the babies can eat in 2 bites. Joe Killen made it with shrimp meat, which is tender and fresh. Let the babies come over to eat after it cools down. Don't be in a hurry, blow it first, blow it before eating. Joe Killen was afraid that they would get burned, so she kept an eye on them. Lin Feng, Zhang Yuxi and Lin Ji were eating in the dining room. Joe Killen's wontons have various flavors. Eating one is like discovering a treasure. Lin Feng asked, Dad, Mom, are you going to play somewhere during the National Day holiday? Joe Killen shook her head, no, these few days are the peak tourist season. Going out will only make you see people and queue up. I'd rather stay at home and watch TV and enjoy the air conditioning if I have the time. As you young people say, isn't it nice? Lin Dashan said with a smile, that's right. I saw the news today and saw that there were queues at those tourist attractions. What do you mean by playing for 2 minutes and queuing for 2 hours? I don't want to suffer that. You have children. It's even more tiring to take them out on holidays. Joe Killen said, if you want to go play, go. I'll take care of the children for you. Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi shook her head, I just want to stay at home quietly for a few days. I don't want to go anywhere. Lin Feng also thought so. It's too hot outside and there are too many people. It's better to stay at home to keep cool. When the weather gets better, I can take the kids out for a walk. Chapter 209 The Greedy 4 Treasures. After dinner, Lin Ji said he didn't want to go home and wanted to stay here for one night. Of course, Lin Feng would not object. In the evening, the babies went to play in the yard. Lin Dashan and his wife played with the 4 babies for a while before leaving. Lin Feng gave the babies the protective barrier skill. Mosquitoes will not find the babies. There was a fan blowing not far away. Zhang Yuxi played with the babies while fanning them. Lin Feng cut watermelon and brought it over. He took the babies to a corner of the yard to wash their hands. There was a sink here, and the water could be drunk directly, which was very convenient. After washing the babies' hands, they put on bibs and ate watermelon. Lin Feng cut it into very small pieces, and each baby had a small bowl, and they finished it in a while. The 4th baby ate the fastest, and it was gone in a huff. Lin Feng gave him some more. The 3rd baby ate slowly, not in a hurry at all. Zhang Yuxi sat next to the 2nd baby. Erbeo picked up a piece of watermelon. Mom, eat it. Zhang Yuxi took a bite. Thank you, Erbeo. Erbeo smiled sweetly. You're welcome. Lin Feng, who was sitting next to Sanbeo, saw this and tilted his head to look at him. He deliberately opened his mouth slightly, just to see if Sanbeo could react. Sanbeo blinked. Then he gave Lin Feng a piece of watermelon. Lin Feng ate it happily. Thank you, Sanbao. Sanbao ignored him and continued to eat. Turning his head, he saw that Sanbao had only the last piece of the second bowl. Lin Feng used the same trick again. Sanbao had the last piece in his hand, and he hesitated for a moment and asked, Dad, do you want to eat it? Lin Feng nodded. Yes, Dad wants to eat Sanbao's piece, is that okay? Sanbao hesitated even more, and his little face was full of entanglement. Lin Feng wanted to see what Sanbao would do. He saw Sanbao staring at the watermelon and hesitating for a long time, as if he had finally made up his mind. He licked a bite of the watermelon and then handed it to Lin Feng. As if he regretted it, he took a few more bites. He also ate Jianjian by the way. Sanbao looked at the incomplete watermelon and said generously, Dad, give it to me. He should not mind his son's saliva. But Lin Feng was speechless when he saw the watermelon in front of him. Sanbao, how about you eat it? Sanbao's eyes lit up. Dad doesn't want to eat it. Lin Feng shook his head. No. Seeing his precious look, he couldn't bear it and couldn't eat it himself. After Sanbao finished eating, he held the small bowl and drank the remaining watermelon juice. He smacked his lips with a satisfied look. Then, he aimed his eyes at other small bowls. Sanbao couldn't expect to have any leftovers. Sanbao was eating quietly beside him, with only 1 or 2 pieces left. After pulling Sanbao's hair last time, Sanbao probably had a psychological trauma and didn't dare to provoke Sanbao rashly. Sanbao did have a few pieces left. Sanbao and Sanbao usually have the best relationship, and Sanbao probably thought about how to get a few pieces. He leaned over and asked quietly, Are you still eating? Sanbao didn't understand what he meant, so what was wrong? Yes. Sanbao asked, Do you need help? Sanbao was stunned for a moment. Sanbao looked at the last piece of watermelon in her bowl. I can help you eat it. Sanbao picked up the last piece, took a bite, and refused straightforwardly. No. Sanbao was rejected, but he didn't insist, mainly because there was no watermelon for him to insist. He mustered up the courage to walk to Sanbao. Sanbao ate very slowly, so there were still 1 or 2 pieces left. He lay on the opposite side of the small table, leaned close to Sanbao and asked, Can I help you eat some? The question was so pitiful that it made people feel distressed. Sanbao gave Sanbao 1. Sanbao's eyes lit up and he ate it all in a huff. Lin Feng couldn't let him continue eating. He had already eaten 2 small bowls of watermelon. So, Lin Feng took Sanbao to wash his hands and face. Sanbao pouted his little mouth and looked unhappy. Every time Lin Feng saw the babies like this, he felt uncomfortable. I wanted to please him immediately. But as parents, we also need to restrain ourselves. They just think it tastes good, so they want to keep eating, not knowing that eating like this is bad for their health. Parents need to supervise. Sanbao's chubby little face is plump and bouncy. Do you want to pee? Sanbao nodded. Lin Feng took him to the bathroom. After coming out, the other babies also came back. They lined up to wait for Zhang Yuxi to wash their hands and faces. Looking at the time, it was almost time to go to bed, so I washed the babies' little feet and put them to bed. There was a custom-made children's bed in the master bedroom, and a small mat underneath. Their little pillows were also on the mat, soft and cool. Good night. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi kissed the babies. Sanbao slept at the edge, with Sanbao next to him. With this arrangement, Sanbao fell asleep the fastest and dozed off the most. He was not affected by Sanbao at all. Lin Feng observed for a while, and the babies were all asleep. Only Sanbao and Sanbao were still playing. In less than 5 minutes, the 2 yawned and fell asleep. This method is not ineffective. Usually at this time, the 2 would play for a while before they were willing to sleep. Wife, we should prepare separate cribs for the babies. Zhang Yuxi thought this was a good idea. Let's see what kind of children's cribs are available on the market. The 2nd and 3rd babies will sleep together, and the baby boy will sleep separately. Zhang Yuxi nodded, okay. Because they ate watermelon at night, the babies must have urinated more. Lin Feng had to get up every 3 hours to help the babies urinate. The 4th baby ate the most, so he had to do it more frequently. In summer, it was almost light after 5 o'clock. The curtains in the master bedroom were light-proof, so the sun couldn't get in. Lin Feng looked at the time and went to make breakfast. Dabe's job was to keep an eye on the babies. When they woke up, Dabe came down to call Lin Feng. Lin Feng cooked yam porridge and mixed a few side dishes. Breakfast was not separated now, and it was made for both adults and babies. Dabei came down and called Lin Feng. The babies woke up. To be exact, Sibeo woke up and wanted to pee. Lin Feng didn't see Sibeo in the crib, but heard some noise in the bathroom. He saw Sibeo, dazed, squatting on the toilet and taking a dump. Lin Feng walked over. Sibeo. Sibeo woke up with a start, and was completely alert, blinking at Lin Feng. Lin Feng supported him to prevent him from falling down. Sibeo yawned. Dad, good morning. Sibeo, good morning. Lin Feng kissed his son. Dad is waiting for you outside. Call Dad when you're done pooping. Sibeo hummed. Less than 2 minutes later, Sibeo's voice came from the bathroom. Dad, wipe your butt. Sibeo is ready. Lin Feng came in and cleaned up Sibeo, and asked Dabei to watch Sibeo. Lin Feng asked, Sibeo, the food is on the table, can you go downstairs by yourself? Sibeo nodded and walked away. Dabei, follow Sibeo. Lin Feng told Dabei, and he secretly hid at the stairs to watch. I saw Sibeo holding the railing and going downstairs step by step. Dabei followed closely beside him. After Sibeo went downstairs, Lin Feng also went downstairs quietly. He watched Sibeo and whether he would go to have breakfast next. Sibeo was still very well behaved. He played with Dabei for a while first, and then went to the dining room that belonged to their babies. There was a low table and a few small stools here. The height was just right for the babies to sit on to eat. Lin Feng had already prepared porridge and a small rice spoon, stir-fried cucumbers, and tofu. To be exact, they were all crumbly. But the tofu particles were small and the size was suitable for the babies to eat by themselves. Lin Feng only added a little salt to the side dishes he fried for the babies. Because it was summer, Lin Feng gave a little more, but it would not affect the babies' health. Moreover, the babies drank nutrient solution. They were stronger than babies of the same age. Their resistance was also higher than that of babies of the same age. Sibeo found his own small bowl, sat down, picked up the small spoon and started eating. He accidentally got burned when he took the first bite, and shook his head while covering his mouth. Lin Feng's heart tightened. Just as he was about to go out to take a look, Sibeo picked up the small rice spoon again, put a little bit of rice on it, and even blew on it while eating. Lin Feng observed for a while, and Sibeo ate very well. Apart from occasionally interacting with Dabei, he didn't make any small movements and was very focused. Lin Feng was very satisfied, and walked over to tell Sibeo. Sibeo, after eating, you must wipe here with paper. Lin Feng pointed to his mouth. Sibeo nodded. Lin Feng said again, after you finish eating, play in the living room, Dad will be down soon. Sibeo nodded again. After cleaning up the other babies, it took about 15 minutes. Lin Feng thought to himself that Sibeo should have finished eating by now. After going downstairs, Sibeo was playing with Dabei and came over. Dad, I'm hungry. Lin Feng asked the babies to sit down and eat obediently. He turned around and served Sibeo a small bowl. Sibeo ate happily. Lin Feng said to the children, babies, if you want more, tell Daddy. There were scattered responses. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 210 Lin Jiajin visits. At this time, Zhang Yuxi came downstairs after washing up. Good morning, husband. Lin Feng kissed her. It's time to eat. The couple finished their meal quietly and let the babies rest for half an hour before going to play in the yard. Wife, let's go to Yuhuli in the afternoon to take a look and check the progress of the decoration. Lin Dashin left the SUV to Lin Feng to drive, so it was convenient to go anywhere. In the afternoon, Lin Feng woke up the babies from their nap. There was a ring outside. After answering the call, he saw Lin Jiajin's figure on the small screen. Is it my sister-in-law? Open the door for me. Okay. It turned out that Lin Jiajin came to see him, and Lin Feng roughly guessed what he wanted to do. Ding dong, ding dong. The doorbell rang. Zhang Yuxi opened the door. Come in. As soon as Lin Jiajin entered the house, he exclaimed. It is worthy of being our landmark villa in Michang in the future. This design is amazing. Under the guidance of Zhang Yuxi, they came to the living room. No need to pour me some water, you're too polite. Where's Lin Feng? Zhang Yuxi poured him a cup of scented tea. He's upstairs taking care of the babies. Lin Jiajin said, oh, and stood up to look around. Not bad. When I get old, if I have a house like this, I can live comfortably in my old age. This house is worth every penny. It must be expensive to buy, right? How much? Zhang Yuxi shook her head. I don't know. It was bought by Lin Feng. I'm going to take care of the kids. He'll be down soon. Lin Jiajin said quickly. You guys are busy. You guys are busy. I just came to see you. There's nothing else. No rush. He has made some money recently, and seeing that the second child is about to be born, he's thinking about buying a villa. When you make more money, you naturally want to give your family a better life. In the past, he said that as long as he made money, he would buy a villa. Seeing Lin Feng's villa in Yangcheng, he had this idea even more deeply. Now seeing this villa, if it is within his financial ability, he also wants to buy a villa like this. But he was just thinking about it. Just kidding. Even if he didn't ask about the villas in Mingai Villa, he knew that every inch of land was worth 1,000 gold. He only had 1 or 2 million in savings now. He was dreaming about buying a villa here. Without tens of millions in savings, it was impossible to afford it. While Lin Jiajin was envious, he told himself to work hard to make money. He hoped that one day his family could live in such a villa. While he was thinking about it, Lin Feng brought the babies down. Hi, everyone. Do you remember me? Lin Jiajin greeted the babies and took out a small toy from his pocket. This is for you, do you like it? The babies ran over and were very curious about the small toys in Lin Jiajin's hand. It turned out that Lin Jiajin had the 12 zodiac anthropomorphic dolls in his hand. He gave them all to the babies. I want this one is a girl. This one has a dragon tail. This one is so beautiful, is it a princess? 1-year-old babies are easy to coax. Giving them a small toy can make them happy. They showed the toys to Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi. The second baby was holding a little rabbit. Dad, is this pretty? Lin Feng said with a smile, pretty. The fourth baby was holding a little tiger. Dad, tiger, woo. Lin Feng exaggerated, wow, what a fierce little tiger, Dad is so scared. This made the fourth baby giggle. The first baby was holding a little dragon. Mom, is this a dragon? Zhang Yuxi praised the first baby, you are so smart, this is a dragon. The first baby was puzzled. Zhang Yuxi held the little dragon and said, look, this is the dragon's horn, this is the dragon's tail. The first baby blinked, but I think it looks like a fish. Dragons look a bit like fish, and they also live in the sea. Is it powerful? Yes, it is powerful. Is it an animal? Is it right? Then mommy will take the first baby to see it, okay. In fact, dragons don't exist. Zhang Yuxi felt that the 1-year-old baby couldn't understand, and the explanation was too complicated. Seeing the thirst for knowledge on Dabao's face, Zhang Yuxi was speechless for a moment, not knowing how to answer. Just then, Bao came over with 2 more. Mom, is this a cow? What is this? Look, Mom, this is a mouse. What is a mouse? It's an animal that comes to people's homes to steal food. Bao quickly threw away the rat. His face changed. Zhang Yuxi picked up the toy. It's fake. It won't steal. Faced with these questions from the babies, even a university teacher like her didn't know how to deal with it. It seemed that one question could lead to countless questions. Look at Lin Feng, he is more eloquent than herself. Bao asked Lin Feng with a snake and horse. Dad, what is this? This is a snake. Remember when we went to the zoo, we got those long, moving ones, which are snakes. Bao was a little confused. When we have time in the future, Dad will take you to the zoo, and we will know what snakes look like. Bao hesitated and nodded. Bao, who didn't ask about the dragon from Zhang Yuxi, ran over. Dad, what is this? Zhang Yuxi. Lin Feng smiled. This is a dragon. Is it amazing? Very amazing. Bao has a good eye. Then can Dad take me to see the dragon? Bao wants to see the dragon. Okay, but it takes time. Okay. Zhang Yuxi clearly felt it. Bao is very easy to compromise when facing Lin Feng. When facing herself, he will chase after him. The babies surrounded him and asked questions for a long time, and Lin Feng patiently answered them. Lin Jiajin on the side admired Lin Feng. You are so patient. After my son went to kindergarten, he was like asking 100,000 whys. Some I know, and I can tell you quickly. Some I don't know, so I can only make up, and keep chasing you to ask. Speaking of this, Lin Jiajin has a headache. He is not an encyclopedia, and he knows everything. The key is that the children's questions are very strange. Lin Feng asked with great interest, "What did Xiaowen ask?" When we walked to the community, he would point to the tree in the garden and ask me. Lin Jiajin imitated his son's voice, "Dad, what is the name of this tree?" How can I answer? I can only tell him that the little tree has no name. He asked me again why the little tree has no name. How should I answer this? Let him name the little tree. Now, the tree in my community has a new name every day, and no one has the same name. Speaking of this, Lin Jiajin couldn't help laughing. This is the lovely part of children, no one can stop it. Mentioning this incident set off a chain reaction. Erbao, who was next to Lin Feng, asked, "Dad, why doesn't the little tree have a name?" Lin Feng thought for a while. It has a name, because you can't understand what it says, so you don't know it. Erbao said, believing Lin Feng's explanation. Dabao looked up and asked, "Then Dad, why? Why can I hear what you say?" "Because we are all human. Xiaoshu is a plant, only the same can hear." Sanbao said, just like Dabe and Fifi. Lin Feng cast an approving look. Yes. Sanbao is really smart. No wonder he's not tired at all to take care of children. He is so good at coaxing. Lin Jiajin smiled and asked, "Do you want to go to Yuhuli to take a look?" Lin Feng saw Sabao secretly eating toys again, and patted him gently. "I originally planned to go there later." Lin Jiajin stood up. "Then let's go now." "Wait a minute, I still have the rice warm in the casserole, wait for me to put it in." After putting the rice in, he brought some fruits for the babies. Then he followed Lin Jiajin to set off. Chapter 211 Buying Toys. Half an hour later, a group of people arrived at Yuhuli. They took the elevator and went directly to the 8th floor. After exiting the elevator, they walked straight to the right and arrived. It can be said that the location is very easy to find. Lin Feng asked Zhang Yuxi and the babies to stay outside because it was too dusty inside. After Lin Feng went in, he found Zhang Anman was also there. "Lin Feng, you are here. Let's take a look at the progress. It will probably be completed in January." Lin Feng didn't know much about decoration, so he took a rough look. For decoration, you can just do it as you see fit. In the previous month, all the projects were big projects, so they were all decorated after get off work. After all, the bangs could be heard on several floors. Now they can also decorate during the day, and the progress is very fast. After the three of them exchanged a few pleasantries, Zhang Anmin had to go to the main store to get busy. It was lunchtime, and there were many customers, so he had to watch. The decoration here was almost entirely up to Lin Jiajin. In this regard, he was the most knowledgeable among the few people. "Then you go and do your work. I'll take the kids for a walk." Lin Jiajin called Lin Feng, "The baby's full month banquet, will you come back?" Lin Feng took out his phone and looked at the calendar. "We'll see when the time comes. Even if I don't come, I'll definitely have gifts." Lin Jiajin smiled, "No need for gifts. If you can't come back due to your busy schedule, forget it. It's not a big deal." Lin Feng smiled. After the babies learned to walk, they were not happy to stay in the stroller for even a minute longer. Of course, they still have good sense. They know when to express their dissatisfaction. Just now, Lin Feng was talking about things, and the babies were sitting in the stroller obediently. Now, they are scrambling to get out. The mall is colorful and brightly lit. The couple took them to the children's area of the entire mall. Crazy. Except for the third baby, the other three came out of the cage with a second husky. The fourth baby cried out, "Dad, I want to get down, I want to get down." The second baby was unwilling to lag behind and rushed to say, "Dad, I want to play, I want to play." The first baby started to try to climb out of the stroller in a muffled voice. Lin Feng handed the three babies to Zhang Yuxi to take care of. He took out the baby safety rope from his backpack. One end was tied to the baby's wrists, and the other end was tied to his wrist. It can be used to support several children. "Put this on and you can go play. Don't panic, it will be fine soon. Don't climb, you will cry if you fall." Lin Feng came to the toy mall and deposited his stroller. Then he took the three babies who were comparable to Urha, running here and there in the toy mall. Fortunately, he was exhausted by them, and he was going to die. The key is that he can't be a tool without emotions. He also has to keep an eye on them all the time, and don't touch things or take things randomly. And compete with other children for toys. Compared with the quiet 3 babies, the 3 of them are completely community bulls. Lin Feng doesn't have to worry about being bullied by their peers. Look, Erbeo looked at a doll, looked left and right, and was very happy. At this time, a little sister about 3 years old next to him stared at the toy in Erbeo's hand. Taking advantage of their unpreparedness, he snatched it away. Erbeo glanced at his sister who was half a head taller than him, and snatched it away with both hands. Erbeo was very noisy, and immediately shouted at Sibeo and Dabeo aggressively. She wants to snatch my toys. Sibeo and Dabeo were watching Ultraman and Transformers. After hearing this, they came over. Lin Feng has been instilling unity in them. As boys, it is their responsibility to protect Erbeo and Sanbeo from being bullied. They cannot take the initiative to bully other children. But no one can bully them. Sibeo and Dabeo are both tall, and they look like 2-year-old babies. Not to mention Dabeo is sturdy and strong. Dabeo shouted angrily, "Don't snatch my sister's toys." Sibeo frowned, "If you snatch again, I'll beat you." The 3-year-old girl was scared away. After all, the momentum of the 3 babies is not to be underestimated. Then, Sibeo, who is not good at collecting, said, "This doll has big eyes, so ugly." Dabeo said, "The skirt is beautiful." Erbeo snorted coquettishly, "Then find me a good-looking one." Sibeo pointed to a doll and said, "This one is beautiful." Dabeo hesitated, "It's beautiful." Erbeo, dot. "He has no hair, bald." Sibeo nodded and said seriously, "His eyes are not big." Dabeo didn't say anything. Erbeo. Lin Feng, who was standing aside, laughed wildly in his heart. He saw what happened just now. Under normal circumstances, he would not participate in the babies' interactions. Let them get along with other children in their own way. In this way, parents can understand the babies better. In this way, Erbeo looked at the doll in his hand in confusion and hesitated. Finally, he held it in his arms, snorted, pouted his pink little mouth, and said proudly, "I just think it looks good. Beautiful. Your Ultraman and Transformers are not good looking, they don't even have eyes." As he was talking, Dabeo came over. He was holding a very good-looking, blue Transformer in his hand. Erbeo was slapped in the face instantly. "Wow, this is so pretty." Dabeo ran over triumphantly, of course showing it to Lin Feng. Dad, I want this, this is pretty." Lin Feng nodded, "Yeah, it's very good. Buy it if you like it, but each of you can only buy 2 toys." Sibeo, who was holding 3 toys, came over. He was holding 3 different Ultramen. Lin Feng's memory of Ultraman was still stuck on the first generation, Jack, Elo, etc. After having a baby, he can recognize some of Ultraman Zeta and Ultraman Orb. Sibeo asked pitifully, "Dad, can I buy all 3? Lin Feng shook his head, "I can only buy 2. There are already a lot of toys at home." Children's interest in toys is only a temporary interest. Toys at home can be piled up like a mountain. Washing and disinfecting toys every now and then is super tiring. Sibeo said "oh" in a low voice, hesitated for a while, and only took one and put it in the shopping cart. When he arrived at the next area, he went crazy again. They rushed to pull Lin Feng to share the joy with their father. Erbeo didn't have a special preference for toys before. Now, she has a special liking for beautiful dolls. "Dad, look at this Barbie, it's so cute, baby." "Dad, there's also this Barbie, it's so pretty, this one is pretty too." The opposite shelf is dinosaurs. Dabeo and Sibeo pulled Lin Feng, who was playing with dolls. "Dad, look at this. AWW Tyrannosaurus." "Dad, I want to see the one on top, hug, hug." Erbeo asked as he picked up a Barbie doll in a pink dress. "Dad, is she pretty?" Lin Feng picked up Dabeo and let him look at the dinosaur on the top shelf. He picked up Sibeo's Tyrannosaurus Rex and took a look at Erbeo's Barbie doll. He said very seriously, "It's pretty, Erbeo has a good eye." Dealing with 3 energetic babies. Without some skills, it's impossible to take care of them. This toy city is very big. After strolling around, we came to the next area. All the things sold here are toy guns, and there are also super large AKs. The 3 babies stood in front of it, all stunned, with stars twinkling in their eyes. "Wow, what a big gun. So beautiful. Boo-boo. Dad, take it down, we want to see it, we want to see it." Lin Feng took down the packaging box, and the three children danced around it. The toys in the toy store are all made by big brands, some are purchased under license, and most are genuine. So the price is naturally high. Just this AK is priced at 788, which looks expensive. But compared with Herbeo's doll, it is already cheap. Such a small doll is only about 50 centimeters tall. The dolls I bought before were only 100 or 200. Don't mention it, this one is really beautiful. Lin Feng was a little tempted to buy it back to play with. Dad likes this one too. Dad can also buy 2 toys to take home, right? Dad doesn't have any toys. Lin Feng's voice sounded pitiful. The 3 babies all wanted to buy this gun, and when they were about to speak, they were blocked by Lin Feng. The 4 babies touched the packaging box. Dad, can you let me play with it for a while? Of course, after Dad plays, you can all play. What are you hesitating about? The 3 babies agreed with Lin Feng buying toys for themselves. Lin Feng, who bought toys for himself, felt several years younger. The next one is the track sports car, which is based on anime. It is similar to the 4-wheel drive race. There are already many children here, gathered together to watch. If you want to play this kind of stuff, you must have such a car. The 3 children watch the big brothers play with great interest. Because they are not tall enough, they are very anxious. Lin Feng tidied up the shopping cart and let the babies sit in the shopping cart to watch. When the car drove quickly to the track, several babies screamed excitedly. Wow, so handsome, so handsome. So cool. It runs so fast. The car is so beautiful. Lin Feng was also watching from the side, and couldn't help but sigh. The toys nowadays are really interesting, unlike when he was a child, there was nothing fun. Chapter 212 aroused the childish heart. Then they went shopping for a while. They bought a whole cart of toys. After a lot of trouble, they finally got home. The next step was the happy moment of unpacking the toys. Lin Feng went to the kitchen to cut fruit. For the good of the babies, the cut fruit had to be put aside before eating. By the way, put the rice in the steamer and take the meat out of the refrigerator to thaw. While Zhang Yuxi was helping the babies unpack toys, she washed the vegetables. At this time, Dabeo, Herbeo and Sebeo found that Sanbeo bought a lot of toys by himself. A little confused, Dabeo asked Sanbeo stupidly, "Why do you have so many toys?" Sanbeo smiled and said, "Mom bought them for me." Sebeo went to find Lin Feng. Dad, my sister has so many toys. They were all bought by Mom." Lin Feng was stunned for a moment. Really? Sebeo nodded heavily. Yes. Herbeo also ran over. "I only have 2 toys, Dad. I also want a lot of toys." Dabeo looked at Lin Feng eagerly. Lin Feng was washing vegetables and wiped his hands. "How about we eat watermelon first? We also have cantaloupe today." Sure enough, facing foodies, eating can change the topic. Zhang Yuxi stood up. "Let's go wash our hands." The babies sat in a row. They had already drunk and were a little hungry. After eating, the couple took them to wash their hands. "Come on, Dad will assemble the track, and we will play with cars later." Zhang Yuxi also came to help. The children gathered around and stared at the package curiously. After Lin Feng opened it, he didn't need to read the instructions and use the skills directly. Zhang Yuxi had just finished reading the instructions. Lin Feng had already assembled the track. The track needed batteries. "I'll go find the batteries." Zhang Yuxi found the batteries and came down. Lin Feng and the babies sat in a row around the 2 tracks. After installing the batteries, the acceleration belts on the track began to rotate. There were 2 acceleration belts on one track, forming an H-shaped closed loop. Lin Feng smiled and said, "Okay, let's get started." The babies were eager to try. Put the 4-wheel drive car on the track, and then hit the switch hard. The car will be bounced up, turn in the air, and finally land on the runway. After running for a while, the acceleration belt came back. The first one was Lin Feng, followed by Dabeo and Herbeo. The other runway was for Sanbeo and Sebeo to play. Sanbeo also had a lot of fun. "It's so fun, this is interesting. I'll do it, it's my turn. My car is so beautiful, I like it so much. Dad is so great." Lin Feng looked at the time and handed the 4-wheel drive car to Zhang Yuxi. "Come on, Mom, come and play for a while, Dad will go to cook." Lin Feng handed the 4-wheel drive car to Zhang Yuxi. "Wife, this is quite interesting, you play it." "Okay." Lin Feng was cooking in the kitchen and could hear laughter from the living room. A happy life. Probably like this. Half an hour later, the babies were still playing hard. Zhang Yuxi said she couldn't bear it. The babies were too energetic, she couldn't bear it. She sat on the sofa and wanted to lie down for a while. As soon as he sat down, Sanbao came over with a toy and asked, "Mom, shall we play with this?" "Well, let me read the instructions first." Nowadays, children's toys are really high-end and have many tricks. Zhang Yuxi fiddled with it for a while, but didn't understand. She took Sanbao's hand and went to the kitchen. "Let's go and ask Dad." "Honey, can you tell me how to use this big rooster?" "The instructions say that the rooster will crow, but I haven't heard any sound after playing with it for a long time. Could it be broken?" Sanbao looked at Lin Feng eagerly. Lin Feng comforted Sanbao, "Don't worry, let's see." Lin Feng read the instructions, studied it, and then smiled. He picked out an egg from under the rooster's belly. Then, the rooster crowed. The rooster crowed. Sanbao asked anxiously, "Dad, where did the egg come from? How did it come out?" Lin Feng held her little hand. "Here, pick out the egg, and the rooster will crow." Sanbao was surprised and happy, and ran to the living room with the toy. The chicken laid an egg, and it can cry, it can cry. Zhang Yuxi didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "I said there was something inside, the manual told me to flip the switch." Toys nowadays are really varied and imaginative. Lin Feng nodded. "That's right, when we were kids, there were so many strange toys to play with." "Honey, you cook, I'll go look after the babies." After a while, Sanbao came running over. He showed the toy in his hand to Lin Feng like he was presenting a treasure. "Dad, look, is this pretty?" Lin Feng saw that it was a colorful unicorn, with very delicate workmanship and beautiful appearance. "Very pretty." Zhang Yuxi said after him. "The manual says that this can change into different colors according to the temperature." Lin Feng heard it and took the unicorn underwater. Sure enough, the sky blue just now turned purple. Sanbao opened his eyes wide in surprise and ran over to present the treasure. The horse can change color, it can change color. Finally, he successfully attracted the attention of the other babies. The purple turned back to blue at a speed visible to the naked eye. This package contains 4 unicorns of different colors, and a magic wand at the end. Lin Feng collected some water in a basin. Zhang Yuxi brought it over. "Come on, let's see what color the unicorn will turn into." Unicorns of different colors will become different. After returning, Zhang Yuxi took it out to dry again. At this time, the sun fell on the outside of the sideline. Zhang Yuxi put the unicorns in the sun, and each unicorn changed again. When Zhang Yuxi played with these toys with a baby, her childishness was also aroused. The toys of the babies are so interesting. Chapter 213 Is Mom going to die? It's time to eat. Lin Feng shouted outside. The food was served on the table, and Lin Feng untied his apron. Zhang Yuxi hurriedly took the babies to wash their hands and came to eat. Lin Feng's face was slightly gloomy. "When it's time to eat, you have to come to eat, and then play after eating, understand?" The babies saw that Lin Feng's face was not good, and they all shrank their necks. Sanbao asked in a low voice, "Dad, are you angry?" Lin Feng asked back, "What do you think?" Sanbao's eyes turned red, and she pouted and whispered, "Angry." Lin Feng squatted down and asked her, "Next time when Dad calls you to eat, you have to come to eat obediently, understand?" Sanbao's tears fell like pearls. "Got it. Lin Feng." The little princess at home was scared and cried. "Okay, if the little princess cries, she will not be beautiful. Come and eat." After dinner, Lin Feng went to wash the dishes. Zhang Yuxi read them storybooks. This is the storybook that the babies chose when they passed by the bookstore next to them today. There are Ultraman storybooks, communication storybooks, and so on. "Mom, just pick one." Zhang Yuxi leaned on the sofa, and the babies sat in a circle, listening to the story obediently. Zhang Yuxi is still very good at telling stories. It was so vivid, and the babies listened with relish. Of course, the babies also have their own ideas. Every time after reading a storybook, they will become 100,000 babies. The babies' ideas are magical, with wonderful ideas. These Zhang Yuxi can still answer. When asked about some bugs, she still broke the casserole to get to the bottom of it. She is really helpless. For example, today we are talking about Little Red Riding Hood, which they find incredible. How can wolves talk? "Mom, why do wolves eat people? Why does Grandma live in the forest? It's very dangerous. Grandma is so old, why eat her? How can a wolf become a human?" Zhang Yuxi asked Lin Feng for help. Husband, you come to explain these questions to the babies. Lin Feng wiped his hands, sat down, and quickly threw the questions to the babies. Who can tell me why the old lady lives in the forest? Sanbeo asked softly. Because she has no money. Sibeo said loudly, she must be too old and can't walk anymore. When the answers came out, Lin Feng would nod his head in a pretentious manner. Maybe it's like that. This is a good idea. Dad didn't even think of it. The problem was solved by the babies themselves. Okay, we'll play for a while and then go to bed. Gun, Dad's gun. Dabeo said, pointing at the oversized AK. Oh, right, I haven't seen Dad's gun yet. After unpacking it, Lin Feng's eyes lit up. It was beautifully made. Holding it in his hand, it felt heavy and very realistic, and it said oversized simulation version on it. Dabeo exclaimed, wow, it looks good. Sibeo came over. Dad, can I touch it? Lin Feng handed it to him. Sibeo looked at it lovingly, but found that he could not lift it at all. Very disappointed. At this time, Dabeo took the water gun without water and shot at Lin Feng. Pie. Lin Feng pretended to cover his chest with a painful face. Ah, I'm injured. Medics, come and save me, save me. Lin Feng turned his head to look at Erbeo. Erbeo screamed, I'm here to save you. He made a gun with his hand. Pie. Sibeo joined in, and the scene suddenly fell into a chaotic battle. Lin Feng lay on the ground. I'm injured and can't move. You guys continue. Sanbeo stood up and said, Dad, I will protect you. Then he picked up a soft sword. You actually hit Dad. Zhang Yuxi really admired Lin Feng. He was amazing. He could take care of the babies with ease. Unlike herself, who was at a loss as to what to do. After playing for half an hour, Lin Feng clapped his hands to signal that it was time to take a bath and go to bed. There was a large shower in the master bedroom. Except for Dabeo, who had to take a bath alone, it was no problem for the babies to take a bath together. The only bad thing was, the babies were playing. After taking a bath once, Lin Feng used the shower. He would never give the babies a chance to play. If it is too hot in the summer, you can take a bubble fish bath. They will like it very much. Dabeo is much better now and can take a shower, but nothing else will work. The babies slept in the children's bed, and Lin Feng turned off the headlights. Good night. All the babies, good night, Dad. After a while, the babies fell asleep, and even the fourth baby began to feel confused. Zhang Yuxi said she was very tired. Playing with the babies is very exhausting. Husband, you are too tired to take care of the babies, let's find a confinement nanny. Do some housework or something. Lin Feng smiled. I'll talk to you when I can't take care of it. Wife, let me massage you. No need. Husband, you've been very tired. I'll be fine after a good sleep. Lin Feng got up and massaged Zhang Yuxi's shoulders. Zhang Yuxi felt comfortable and fell asleep in a daze. She didn't care about the slight pain in her lower abdomen, probably because her period was coming. The next day, it was a new beginning. Make breakfast, get the children up. Everything went on as usual. After breakfast, wait for Lin Feng to finish washing the dishes. Zhang Yuxi looked a little bad. Hubby, I'm a little tired, go lie down for a while, and you can take care of the babies. She kissed Lin Feng. Thank you for your hard work, husband. Lin Feng was concerned. What's wrong? Is your period coming? Every time her period came, Zhang Yuxi would feel tired. Zhang Yuxi nodded. Then go and rest. I'll call you when lunch is ready, okay? At noon, Lin Feng made lunch and handed over the tasks of the babies to Dabei. While playing, Erbeo looked upstairs, and then pulled Sanbeo to find his mother upstairs. The two of them went upstairs holding the railing. Dabei, who was playing with Dabeo, didn't notice it at all. In less than 10 minutes, the two babies came downstairs in panic. Erbeo hugged Lin Feng at once. Dad, Mom is injured. Is she going to die? Chapter 214, close to 20 million. Mom. Is Mom going to die? Erbeo raised her little face and cried as sadly as she could. Tears fell like beads with a broken string. Sanbeo behind her also cried, Dad, Dad. Lin Feng was shocked and immediately picked up his daughter to ask about the situation. Sanbeo, don't cry, tell Dad what happened. What did you say happened to Mom? Lin Feng held a baby and strode upstairs. Mom, blood, injured. Sanbeo was relatively calm. Mom is bleeding, we saw it. Bleeding? What happened? Lin Feng was scared and panicked. When he reached the bedroom, He saw Zhang Yuxi walking out of the bathroom safely, looking at Erbao and Sanbao with a blank face. What's wrong? Crying so sadly. Sanbao reached out for a hug. Zhang Yuxi took her daughter in confusion and looked at Lin Feng in surprise. Before Lin Feng could say anything, Sanbao asked crying. Mom, you are bleeding, are you injured? Because of a crying, Zhang Yuxi had no idea what Sanbao was saying. Baby, don't cry first, tell mommy nicely. Lin Feng responded, Erbao said you were bleeding and injured, she was very worried about you. Then he asked with concern, are you okay? Zhang Yuxi's face turned red immediately. I'm not injured. I just had that, I didn't notice it when I was sleeping. Maybe the babies saw it. Lin Feng was a little amused, so that's it. Zhang Yuxi looked at her daughter who is worried about her. She kissed Erbao and then Sanbao. Don't cry, that's not blood at all, and mommy is not injured. That's a paintbrush, mommy accidentally got it on her clothes when she was sleeping. Look, mommy is fine now, right? After saying that, Zhang Yuxi gave the two babies a big smile. Sanbao asked with sobs, really? Lin Feng also quickly said, of course it's true, look, mom is fine. Sanbao buried her head in Zhang Yuxi's neck and stopped talking. Zhang Yuxi comforted her. Sanbao, be good, mom will take good care of herself and won't get hurt. Mom will always be with you. Erbao, mom will always be with you too. After hearing Zhang Yuxi's repeated affirmative answers, Erbao and Sanbao were no longer sad. Putting them in the group of children, they laughed again after a while. Children are like this, their emotions come and go. However, Zhang Yuxi felt so embarrassed. Lin Feng made her some brown sugar water. How do you feel? Zhang Yuxi said softly, not bad, thank you husband. After being teased by the second and third babies, people became more energetic. Today the weather is nice, the babies are playing in the yard. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi are accompanying them. The phone rang. It was Lin Jiajin who came to visit with his family. The long vacation is almost over, and our full moon banquet is about to be held, so why don't you bring the children to visit? In Micheng, the confinement period is 40 days. Wang Lu gave birth to her second child, so the confinement period was longer. She was released from confinement just a few days ago. Zhang Yuxi took the baby from Wang Lu with a gentle face. She couldn't help but think back. What did the babies who were released from confinement look like? When the quadruplets saw the baby, they curiously surrounded it. Zhang Yuxi protected the baby. You can only look, you can't touch him. Because the babies nowadays are very, very fragile, you know. A 1-year-old baby doesn't care how hard he hits, it will be bad if the baby is hurt. Mom, is he a brother or a sister? It's a brother. Why is he so small? Xiao Xiao said he is not even as big as mine. Yes, because he is only 1 month old and you are already 1 year old. He has no teeth. What does he eat? Drink milk? What's his name? I don't know. Zhang Yuxi looked at the babies who came over and quickly returned the baby to Wang Lu. Come, mommy holds her big baby. She picked up the big baby and kissed him. The second baby quickly said, I am also mommy's big baby, I am the second baby. Come on, kiss each one. They are all my babies. Here, while Zhang Yuxi was playing with the children, Lin Dan and his friends were visiting. Lin Jiajin and Lin Feng were talking about the latest situation in the store. Zhang Yuxi was playing on the slide outside by himself. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, you guys go play with brother Zhang Yuxi. Think you will be fine if you go out to play? Zhang Yuxi has to watch, and she and Wang Lu are watching in the second bedroom. Wang Lu asked, how much did you pay for this villa? Zhang Yuxi shook her head, I don't know, Lin Feng is arranging it. Her eyes have been on the babies. Zhang Yuxi went to kindergarten this year and is a head taller than the other babies. He is fat and strong, just like Lin Jiajin. Zhang Yuxi was afraid that they would sweat and catch a cold, so she went to get a sweat towel. She also put one on Zhang Yuxi. Wang Lu has a cold personality, and so does Zhang Yuxi. So the two of them basically have no topics to talk about. Zhang Yuxi is the type who needs the lively personalities of Lan and Han Wen to motivate her. Wang Lu handed the child to her third aunt. I'll look around at this villa. Lin Feng said, third aunt, put the baby on the couch. The sofa is very wide and big, and not particularly soft. People will not feel uncomfortable sleeping on it. Lin Dan sighed, this villa must cost at least tens of millions. Lin Dan has not been idle during this period. He often goes to Yuhuli to monitor the progress of the decoration. Anyway, He has nothing to do. The women can take care of the children, so he doesn't need to intervene. He has become darker because of this. Lin Feng specially went to the sales department to ask. Just his villa is priced at 18.88 million, close to 20 million. No wonder Joe Killen reacted so much at the beginning. How about this? While there are still 2 or 3 days left in the long holiday, let's hold the full moon wine. Lin Dan asked his wife. The third aunt smiled and said, you can arrange it. Lin Jiajin also agreed, okay, I'll see if there are any good days these days. For festive days such as the full moon wine, of course you have to check the almanac. Lin Jiajin took a look and said, what a coincidence, tomorrow is a good day, and the other days are not suitable. Lin Dan slammed the table, then tomorrow. Chapter 215 New Boyfriend. Lin Jiajin's son's full moon banquet. It was the wedding planning company that organized the banquet for Lin Feng. 2 months after the last birthday banquet, Lin Feng and Lin Rui met again. Lin Feng's table was full of Lin Dashan's family. Joe Killen took her grandchildren to the playground set up by the hotel. Before coming, Lin Feng fed them well. So there were only 4 people at their table. Lin Rui brought Diane to sit over and greeted Lin Feng with a smile. You have been busy these days. When you leave, I will treat you to a meal. Lin Rui is a coach, and the long vacation is their busiest time. Lin Feng smiled and said, I will leave in 2 days. No need to eat outside. It's inconvenient to take the children out, and their cooking is not as good as mine. With God-level cooking skills in hand, he is still very confident in his cooking. Lin Rui smiled and said, then I will go to your house for a meal tomorrow, okay? Lin Feng could hear that Lin Rui wanted to see him for something. No problem. Lin Xiaolin brought a strange man over. He looked okay, about 1.7 meters tall, and slightly fat. Everyone was surprised, including Lin Xiaolin's parents. Lin Rui's brows frowned immediately. But he didn't say anything. Today is the full moon banquet, a festive day. In addition to familiar relatives. Today, there are Lin Jiajin's classmates and friends, and the one who decorated the shop in Yuhuli. Lin Jiajin stood on the high platform and gave a speech. Today is my youngest son's full moon banquet, thank you all for coming. You must eat and drink well before you can leave. If there's any poor hospitality, tell me. Then they ate and drank. Lin Feng had to drive and take care of the children, so he didn't drink. Halfway through the meal, Lin Rui went to Lin Daohu's table. Talking to Lin Xiaolin. Diane smiled and said, Yuxi, this tastes good, you try it. Zhang Yuxi ate it and it was really good. Sister Yan, you eat too. Diane has lost some weight recently, and she also likes to dress up, and there is a spirit in her eyes. Since they were not particularly close, Zhang Yuxi would not gossip about it. Lin Feng asked, Sister Yan, do you know what that man does? Sister Yan shook her head, I don't know. I only know that Xiaolin recently started dating a friend, and the man took the initiative to pursue her. It seems that the two have not yet confirmed their relationship. Halfway through the meal, Lin Xiaolin introduced the men one by one. The man's name is Song Yi, and he is the general agent of a brand of electric vehicles in Micheng. This brand has good sales and a good reputation across the country. Song Yi's speech and behavior are indeed much stronger than Feng Yongqiang, and he exudes confidence from the inside out. Lin Xiaolin introduced with a smile, this is our general manager Lin, the richest person in our Lin family. A trace of surprise flashed across Song Yi's eyes, hello, hello. Lin Feng nodded lightly, hello. Song Yi held the wine, it's our first meeting, I'll have a drink, you can do whatever you want. After that, he poured himself a glass and drank it all. After the introduction, he sat back. Lin Dashan came over, don't be unhappy, Xiaolin is just like that. Lin Feng shook his head, I won't get emotional because of her things. He didn't take her affairs to heart at all. He never thought it had anything to do with him. He was calm and smiled as he picked up some food for Zhang Yuxi. I think this dish is good. How about I make it for you when we get home? Zhang Yuxi turned around and said with a smile, great, great, and I like this shrimp too. Lin Feng also thought that this shrimp was really good. Okay, I'll give it all to you later. Lin Jiajin drank a lot of wine today, and when he came to Lin Feng's table, his face was red. Lin Feng, come, let's have a drink. Lin Feng shook his head, I'm driving, so I don't drink. One sip? Okay. Lin Feng nodded, then I'll take a sip. Lin Jiajin smiled, okay. Zhang Yuxi took the initiative to make room for him, and Lin Jiajin hugged Lin Feng and sat down. He looked serious. Lin Feng, thank you. If you hadn't helped me, I would still be carrying bricks right now. I will follow you from now on. Lin Feng nodded, okay. Lin Jiajin patted his chest loudly, wishing he could swear. Don't worry, I will definitely do what you ask me to do, and nothing will go wrong. Lin Feng answered readily, I believe you. Lin Jiajin smiled, and patted Lin Feng's shoulder before leaving. Brother, believe me, I am different now. Yet. Lin Feng took the backpack. Wife, you eat, I'll go see the babies. No need to go, Mom brought them here. Then I saw Sibeo running very fast, the floor was so smooth. Lin Feng was so scared that he stopped Sibeo and hugged him. Sibeo, run slower, you will fall like this. Sibeo giggled, as if he didn't care at all. Joe Killen held her waist and panted, they ran too fast. I couldn't catch up with them from behind. Their backs are all wet. Did you bring clothes? They all need to be changed. Lin Feng led the fourth child to the empty table next to him. Zhang Yuxi came over with a backpack. Lin Feng changed the short-sleeved shirts of the boys and put sweat towels under the second and third children. The hairstyles of the second and third children were crooked and their hair was wet. Sit well, baby. Daddy will braid your hair. The third child sat well. The second child said, Daddy, I want some too. My hair is crooked. After saying that, he shook his head to show Lin Feng. Zhang Yuxi and Joe Killen both laughed. Joe Killen found Song Yuan sat aside and asked, is that Xiaolin's new boyfriend? He looks better than Feng Yuang. What job does he do? Lin Feng quickly made 2 buns for the third child. They were so cute. The second child hurriedly got into Lin Feng's arms. It's Erbeo's turn. Lin Feng picked up Erbeo and sat him down. Mom, let's discuss this in private later. The babies know everything now. Joe Killen quickly stopped him. Oh, that's not right. Thanks for reminding me. Looking down at Sanbeo, Joe Killen's eyes were full of smiles. Oh, our Sanbeo is so well-behaved and cute. Erbeo asked, where's Erbeo? Both are well-behaved and pretty. Erbeo's hair was naturally curly and tied into a small bun, so cute. Chapter 216 Let's go fishing. After dinner, Lin Feng saw that the weather was good today, and thought that he would go back to Yangcheng in 2 days. Since he moved out, he has not been home to accompany his parents. Dad, do you want to go fishing? Since Lin Dashan and Lin Dahu learned to fish, he has become unstoppable. Now he goes fishing when he has nothing to do, and he doesn't go out for social events. Joe Killen is very satisfied. There is only one bad thing. The fishing rods range from tens of yuan to hundreds of yuan, and she didn't say anything. But she bought 3 or 4 fishing rods for 1,200 yuan, which is a bit arrogant. What made Joe Killen angry the most was, you said that such expensive dried fish, at least catch a few fish for her. He didn't see it once, and he enjoyed it himself. If it was in the past, she would spend more than 1,000 yuan to buy a fishing rod. Great. Lin Dashan's eyes lit up. I'll call your second uncle and third uncle. The fishing skills of the 3 people are evenly matched. Lin Dahu can still catch 1 or 2 small fish, but the other 2 didn't even see the tail of the fish. Joe Killen sighed. Your dad has been fishing for a few months, and I don't even smell the fishy smell. He goes fishing by the river every day under the scorching sun, and he never gets tired of it. I don't even know where the fun is. Lin Feng laughed. After so many years, Dad finally has a hobby. Just let him do it. It's better than going out to drink and play cards, right? Joe Killen wasn't really angry, she was just complaining. When Lin Dahu heard that they were going to go fishing, he was so excited. Lin Dashan smiled and said, I have a lot of fishing rods, I'll ask Lin Ji to bring them all back. Okay. Lin Dun said, then you go first, I'll send Jiajin and the others back and then I'll come. Lin Ji had no objection. He and Chen Miao had made an appointment to go out and play, and they had to change clothes when they got back. Lin Jiajin, Wang Lu, the second aunt, and Wang Lu's family all left first. The guests also left one after another. Lin Rui also took Duyan back, because he had classes at 3:30 in the afternoon. Almost everyone had left, leaving only Uncle San's family and Lin Xiaolin. While eating, Lin Xiaolin chatted with Song Yi. The two were talking and laughing. Lin Feng took the babies and left first. Uncle San, Aunt San, I'll take the kids over first, they need to take a nap. Lin Dahu stood up. Let's go, together. He didn't even look at Lin Xiaolin. Lin Xiaolin asked, Dad, where are you going? It was Aunt San who answered her, with an equally bad look. We're going fishing. The babies fell asleep on the way. Lin Feng, Zhang Yuxi, Zhou Qilin, and Lin Dashin each held one. After getting on the yacht, they put the babies in the bedroom. Hubby, I'll take a nap too. Okay, I'll go fishing on the deck. Call me if you need anything. Okay. The yacht came from Yangcheng for the baby's half-year-old party last time. Then they took a plane from Michang to Beijing. The yacht has been parked at the dock in Mijiang. When Lin Feng came to the deck, he saw Aunt San wiping tears in the living room. Xiaolin has that man's child. Third aunt sighed repeatedly. She also said to give birth to the child. Zhou Qilin frowned. Didn't she always want a child? She said it was because Feng Yuang's family had no money and couldn't give the child a good life. Zhou Qilin was speechless. She is a salesperson, isn't she said to make 8,000 or 9,000 a month, close to 10,000. Then Feng Yang is doing business. I heard that he makes 5,000 or 6,000. The two of them together make more than 10,000 a month. Didn't I hear before that Feng Yuang's parents paid more than 100,000? How much is left for the down payment? Should they make up? I'll save a little this month. We've been married for so many years. At least you have some money. Third aunt sighed again. The down payment for the house Xiaolin likes is 500,000 or 600,000. Where do they get so much money? And Xiaolin has always spent money lavishly, and she hasn't saved much money in the past few years. If they really save money, Xiaolin wouldn't miss her retirement money. To be honest, I'm still very satisfied with Feng Yuang's family. Zhou Qilin was also satisfied. Feng Yuang is from a Gu family, but he lacks the ability. But he only earns 5,000 or 6,000 yuan a month, which is good in Micheng. The white-collar workers in enterprises only earn more than 10,000 yuan a month. How can he compare with them? The third aunt had a headache. I told Xiaolin about this, but she didn't listen. Zhou Qilin sighed. Sister-in-law, I have to say something unpleasant. Xiaolin, you have no education, no talent, and you just want to go out to eat, drink and have fun all day. You think Feng Yuang's family background is not good, and your family has such good conditions. Feng Yuang's parents treat Xiaolin well, but he is still not satisfied. He complains about this or that every day. It would be best if she and that man work out. If not, that's it. The third aunt was powerless. But what made her happy was that her son had changed a lot recently. Lin Rui was scolded by Lin Feng that time, and he changed a lot in a short time. Last time, he brought things to her house to apologize to his father. The relationship between father and son is much better now than before. No matter what, he still remembers to call and say hello. Zhou Qilin, that's not bad. It is said that men mature late and will mature in the future. Don't think so much in a day, take good care of yourself. Son and daughter each have their own way to go, we just need to do our best. The third aunt said lightly, anyway, I don't like Song Yu today. Not only her, Zhou Qilin also doesn't like it. How to say it? It's just a feeling. Although Song Yu's words and deeds are impeccable. Lin Feng listened, greeted them, and went to find a small pot. He planned to make fish soup for the baby after catching the fish. Lin Feng came with a fishing rod and left in a hurry. Lin Dahu knew the goods, holding a fishing rod, and said a sigh. Oh, this is a good thing. How much is it? 3,000. Lin Dashin quickly signaled him to keep his voice down. I bought this for 3,005, and I lied to my family for more than 1,000. Don't tell me that it's exposed. Lin Dahu pouted, your son is so rich, why are you so distressed when he bought a fishing rod for thousands of dollars? Lin Dashin said while busying himself, we still have to save money. Parents don't have to worry about their children if they have a promising future. The burden on their shoulders is suddenly much lighter. They don't care about money. Just spend what you earn and don't cause trouble for your children. So, you still have to save when you should. Lin Dun said, I haven't bought any clothes in the summer for several years. He doesn't have to worry about money, and he doesn't have to worry about his children. Money, on the contrary, is not important. He doesn't have to work hard for his children anymore. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 217. Bring your own ingredients. Dad, give me a fishing rod. Lin Feng and Lin Dashan took a fishing rod and pretended to throw it out. The effect was not bad, and it felt like they would not come back empty-handed today. Lin Dahu on the side laughed. Youngest brother, you give him the cheapest fishing rod? Can he catch any fish? Lin Feng. Lin Dashan smiled and said, he definitely can't catch any fish, and he has to rely on us, ha ha ha. As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Feng's fishing rod moved. Lin Feng pulled and swung. On the hook was a lively fish as big as their palms. Lin Dahu laughed. Lin Dashan couldn't sit still. Son, let's switch. Okay. The two swung the fishing rod again, and Lin Dashan sat happily waiting for the fish to take the bait. As a result, this time, everyone else caught something. Only he came back empty-handed. He felt that he was about to lose his interest and hobby. Lin Feng took the fish to make soup. Lin Dahu comforted Lin Dashan. Fishing is like this, don't be impatient, sometimes it depends on luck. It can also cultivate one's character, just like himself, his temper has improved a lot. Lin Feng went into the small kitchen to cook fish soup, and heard his second aunt calling her daughter. Do you really want to be with that man? You have only known each other for 2 months, why don't you get to know each other better before making a decision? Come on, come on, come on, if you insist on doing this, I can't help it. You are grown up, you have your own ideas about things, just do it. Joe Killen comforted her a few words, got up and went to the bedroom to see if the little grandson woke up. After the babies got up, Lin Feng fed them fish soup. Let's go and see the fishing. Wow, I want to. Dad, I want to too. Dad, are there a lot of fish in the water? Wow, there are so many water here. Dad, hug me, I want to see the fish. For the safety of the babies, Lin Feng could only let them move around on the deck. How could they agree? And they clamored to go and see the fishing. There was no choice. Lin Feng held 2 in his hand, and the others held 1 in each hand. Protecting the babies, watching their every move to prevent them from falling. After half an hour, the 3 of them still had some gains. Lin Dahu caught a 3-jin fish, which swam back and forth in the bucket. The babies gathered around the bucket to watch the curiosity. Suddenly, Sabeo shouted, "Ah, snake, it's a snake." The babies were startled. It turned out that Lin Dashan caught a big white eel, which was twisting on the hook. Sabeo was scared and cried. Zhang Yuxi quickly carried Sabeo into the house to comfort him. Sanbeo's face changed, and she turned around and went back. Erbeo was a girl after all, and she was so scared that she hugged Lin Feng and kept getting into his arms. She kept shouting, "Dad, Dad." Lin Feng picked her up. "Don't be afraid, Dad is here." In comparison, Dabeo and Sabeo were very brave. Sabeo and Dabeo approached the bucket carefully, excited and scared. Lin Dun said with a smile, "Wow, these 2 are so brave. They are not afraid of such a big eel." "Awesome." Lin Dashan said, "They are the most naughty ones. They are not afraid of anything." Look, the 2 stretched their necks and watched carefully, with excitement on their faces. "Look, it's moving," Sabeo said, twisting and turning like an eel. Dabeo turned his head and asked Lin Feng, "Dad, will it bite people?" Lin Dahu nodded heavily, "Yes, it will bite people. It's very fierce." The 2 children took several steps back in fear. Erbeo was not afraid because of her father's protection. "Dad, let's go and have a look, let's go and have a look." Lin Feng carried her over, and Erbeo stretched her head and looked carefully. When she saw the eel moving, she quickly buried her head in Lin Feng's chest. Did she find it interesting to do this? She smiled happily. Lin Feng put the bucket with fish and eels on the deck. However, the bucket with eels was sealed with a net to prevent it from crawling out. Lin Feng stood by and used protective barrier on each of them. It looked like they had been working all afternoon, and they didn't feel tired at all. In the evening, it was time to go home. After returning home, he cooked, supervised the babies to eat, and then told stories to the babies. In the middle of the night, Sanbeo cried in the crib. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi woke up at once. Lin Feng walked over and picked up Sanbeo. Sanbeo probably had a nightmare, crying so sadly. Zhang Yuxi asked, "What happened?" Lin Feng speculated, maybe the yellow wheel scared her during the day. He held Sanbeo and coaxed her gently, whispering in her ear, "Sanbeo, be good, don't cry, Daddy is here. Daddy will protect you, don't be afraid." Our Sanbao is the bravest little princess, super awesome. Sanbao, be good, daddy is here, Mua, daddy is here. Zhang Yuxi went to check on the other babies. Seeing that Erbao was sleeping restlessly, she patted and coaxed him gently. Erbao turned over, and Zhang Yuxi patted his back. Over there, Sanbao was quiet, and Erbao fell into deep sleep again. Wife, you go to sleep. Zhang Yuxi shook her head, I can't sleep. She looked at Sanbao and went to the bathroom. When she came out, Lin Feng had already put Sanbao back in the crib. In the middle of the night, Lin Feng peed the babies, and Sanbao hummed a few words again. The next morning, Sanbao became a spirited little princess again. In the afternoon, Zhang Yuxi packed up and prepared to go back to Yangcheng tomorrow. Lin Rui brought Duyan to visit. And he really brought his own ingredients. Zhang Yuxi took over. Come if you want, why bring these? We are just preparing to clean the refrigerator. You should take these dishes back and cook them for the children. Lin Rui bought chicken, fish, live shrimp and other vegetables. Lin Feng only asked for live shrimp, which looked like more than 5 pounds, to make shrimp balls for the babies. Lin Rui was asked to take the other dishes back. You can't take back the gifts you gave away. Lin Feng opened the refrigerator. Look, I still have a lot here. After we finish eating and cleaning the refrigerator, we will go back to Yangcheng. Dian took a look at the refrigerator. Okay. Then we will take them back. Lin Feng nodded. We are all relatives, don't be so polite. You come to my house, and I really ask you to bring your own ingredients. I thought it was a joke from Lin Rui, but I didn't expect him to really bring them. Chapter 218 I think you're just greedy. Zhang Yuxi and Du Yan were taking care of the children in the living room, while Raymond Lam and Lin Rui were chatting in the kitchen. Lin Rui got straight to the point and said, Lin Feng, I'm going to open a driving school. While cutting vegetables, Lin Feng said, Great, it's good to open a driving school and be your own boss. Lin Rui nodded, I had this idea 2 years ago, but I didn't have much money at that time. Now that I have some money, I dare not do it, for fear of losing all my money. Lin Feng asked, then why do you want to open a driving school now? Lin Rui sighed, look at the men in our Lin family. The youngest Lin Ji has been admitted to Peking University and has bought a house. I think I have to give it a try. At worst, I will lose everything and start all over again. Anyway, I have a skill, as long as I don't starve to death. Lin Feng nodded, okay. Lin Rui hesitated, I think the driving school should either be big or not. If it's small, it looks stingy and can't give the students a sense of trust. It's different if it's big. It looks grand, there are more cars, and it looks formal. People who come to learn to drive will feel at ease. Lin Feng agreed with Lin Rui's statement. A driving school is also a school. The teaching environment, coach qualifications, and cars are all very important. Lin Rui continued, I teach big cars, and running a driving school definitely requires practice vehicles. I'm planning to buy 5 big cars. I have less than 5 million in total, and I'm afraid the money is not enough. I'm afraid I'll have to borrow some from you by then. Don't worry, I'll pay you back as soon as I make money. Lin Feng steamed the rice, cut the vegetables and meat for later use. After washing his hands, he wiped them. Let's sit down and talk. The two sat at a small table nearby. I'll treat this money as a share, so I won't say whether it's a loan or not. I believe your driving school will definitely make money. Lin Rui was delighted. Thank you, brother, I really appreciate it. The men were chatting here, and the women were gossiping while watching the children. Sister-in-law, how are you and brother Rui doing recently? He has changed a lot recently. At least his personality has become more restrained. He is not as self-righteous as before. What about you? It's just like that. No matter how good the relationship between husband and wife is, it can't be mended. Diane looked at her son. The last time I divorced him, I was really determined. But I can't let go of my son. She calls me every day and asks me to go back. She cries so much. You know my mother-in-law. She is a confused person. How can she take care of a child? I'm divorced again. My parents can't take care of the child for me, and he won't give the child to me. I suffered for a week and couldn't bear it, so I went back. Diane took a deep breath. If it weren't for this child, I could leave without any worries. Then he sighed. People say that it is stupid for a woman to be bound by marriage for a child. Look, they don't know. A pregnancy lasts 10 months, and a child grows up like a little bean sprout. We have taken care of him day and night, and we have suffered so much. We can't give up easily. In the days after I came back, my son slept with me in his arms every day, fearing that I would leave him and not want him. He kept asking me all day if I didn't want him anymore, if I didn't love him anymore. I also thought, your brother Rui is so busy every day, I will definitely leave the child to my mother-in-law to take care of after I leave. She is such a confused person, maybe she will lose the child. I panic when I think about it. Zhang Yuxi patted her hands. Children are the flesh and blood of their mothers, I can understand. Diane adjusted her mood. Forget it, it's all in the past, I don't want anything now. He can do whatever he wants, I'll turn a blind eye and pretend to be confused. Let's just let life go like this. Every time Zhang Yuxi saw such unfortunate things between couples, she felt both fortunate and terrified. Fortunately, she found a man like Lin Feng. Terrified, how long can such happiness last? After dinner, she sighed for a while and went back. What did Brother Rui tell you? He wants to open a driving school, but he doesn't have enough money, so he asked me to borrow it. I told him directly to buy shares, so I'll just borrow it. Zhang Yuxi hugged Lin Feng. Lin Feng was surprised and asked softly, what's wrong? Hubby, will you always be so good to me? Yes. Really? Of course it's true. But when I'm old and ugly, will you still be good to me? Yes, you're old. Am I not getting old too? It is said that you men are becoming more and more attractive. On the contrary, women are becoming less and less worthless. Nonsense, you're still a stunning beauty when you're old. Tell me, are you attracted by my looks? Who said that? I'm attracted by your inner beauty. Zhang Yuxi felt sweet in her heart, but she said, I believe what you say, maybe you're just trying to coax me. Lin Feng turned his head and looked at Zhang Yuxi meaningfully. At night, Zhang Yuxi realized what that meaningful look meant. Lin Feng took her to the yard. Zhang Yuxi looked at the moon with a confused look on her face. Hubby, aren't we going to sleep? But Lin Feng pointed at the moon. She thought Lin Feng would ask if the moon was beautiful. But Lin Feng said calmly, wife, you never learn your lesson. Zhang Yuxi was stunned. Huh? Then she saw Lin Feng spread the blanket on the plastic track. Because the babies would go to the yard to play at night. Therefore, a round mosquito net was specially hung in the yard. Lin Feng took Zhang Yuxi in and reminded her in a friendly way. I once said, don't question my feelings, right? No matter how stupid Zhang Yuxi was, she understood what he meant. Lin Feng once said that if she questioned his feelings for her again, he would severely fix her. She looked panicked. No, I learned my lesson. Really, husband? Oh? Then you did it on purpose, just for. No, she didn't take the blame. She was a good girl. Besides, she had seen Lin Feng's power before. If she really provoked him, she wouldn't have the strength to walk the next day. Thinking of this, Zhang Yuxi shook her head violently. No, I was just dazed for a moment. Yes, that's right. You know that pregnancy makes women stupid for 3 years, right? Sometimes, my brain doesn't work well. Hearing Zhang Yuxi's sophistry, Lin Feng showed a playful smile. Is that so? Then I can help you deepen your memory. Zhang Yuxi was carried back by Lin Feng. Hubby, I will never doubt it again. I don't believe it. Really, I definitely won't. I don't believe it. Really, woo-woo. I think you're just greedy. Lin Feng pointed at himself, his handsome face, and smiled wickedly. Zhang Yuxi. Chapter 219 Du Jin's appearance. The next day. After lunch, Lin Feng called his parents. He told them that he was going back to Yangcheng. In the evening, Lin Feng and others returned to Kehu Villa. Because they had eaten on the yacht, they didn't have to cook. Zhang Yuxi had to go back to school tomorrow, so she had to go to bed early. As a result, Anlan called Lin Feng early the next morning. When are you going back to Yangcheng? Lin Feng heard that Anlan's tone was a little wrong and asked in confusion. We've arrived, what's wrong? Anlan was surprised. Arrived? Oh, I've been busy these days and forgot. Look at my memory. Lin Feng asked again, what's wrong? Is there something wrong? Anlan hesitated for a moment. There's nothing else. Anyway, it's something between women. You won't understand even if I tell you. With a snap, she hung up the phone. This made Lin Feng confused. Thinking about the past few days, Zhang Yuxi and Anlan have a good relationship. The two of them didn't have any conflicts. After making breakfast, he went upstairs to call Zhang Yuxi for breakfast. Hearing Zhang Yuxi on the phone, the other party should be in Lan. She came to see you? Yes, I know. Nothing, I won't be affected, she doesn't have such a high weight in my eyes. Yes, I know, don't worry. After hanging up the phone, Zhang Yuxi turned around and saw Lin Feng there, and smiled. The babies are used to waking up after 8 in the morning. So, at this time, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi can enjoy breakfast for two. Lin Feng saw that Zhang Yuxi was a little absent-minded. Wife, did you encounter something? Zhang Yuxi shook her head. Nothing, just a friend came to see me. Lin Feng asked, a very good friend. Zhang Yuxi smiled. Ordinary relationship. Lin Feng said softly, tell me what you need me to do. No matter what time, I will stand by you and protect you from the wind and rain. Zhang Yuxi was not happy when talking about this friend, and it seemed that the relationship between the two was not very good. Today is the first day of work, be happy. Yes. Zhang Yuxi dressed up specially for going out today. Even the lipstick was used in bright red. At this moment, it was like a soldier going to the battlefield. Lin Feng couldn't help but tease, wife, are you going to fight? Zhang Yuxi smiled slightly, no way. Goodbye, husband. Will you come home for lunch at noon? I'll call you when the time comes. Okay. Lin Feng stood there for a while. In the end, he didn't go to find and land to ask what was going on. When he went upstairs, he met Sibao, who was naked. And Dabe was following behind Sibao to protect him. Sibao. Dad, wash your butt, wash your butt. Lin Feng hurriedly took Sibao to clean up, and then checked you if you had stained the carpet or anything. Fortunately, there was no dirt. Then he called Dabeo on the others to get up. On the other side. Outside the Wanda Plaza store. Enlan was chatting with a woman. The woman was about the same age as Enlan, and looked like a vixen. I just went to see Yuxi. Good friends haven't seen each other for a year or two. Is it worth it to see each other? Enlan crossed her arms, what do you want to do with her? Du Jin blinked her big eyes, just to chat, after all, we are good sisters. Enlan's expression was as if she had eaten shit. Du Jin, it's okay if you act in front of Yuxi. If you act in front of me, be careful or I will slap you to death. Du Jin's smile gradually faded. Enlan, don't go too far. Enlan sneered. I'll return this sentence to you intact. It should go back to where it came from. Du Jin took a deep breath. I just want to see Yuxi. After all, we are good friends. Besides, why don't you let me see? What right do you have to stop me? Enlan narrowed her eyes slightly. Okay, then tell me. 2 years ago, Yuxi was drunk and you were with her. At that time, you were her best friend. Where were you? Du Jin said very calmly, I was also drunk at that time, and I slept in the car for a night. You know that after that day, I caught a cold and was hospitalized for a week. Enlan snorted coldly, and did not comment on Du Jin's explanation. She asked again, did you tell Lu Boyu's parents that Yuxi was pregnant? Du Jin said coldly, at that time, my aunt came to me and said that Yuxi and Boyu had a conflict and asked me why. What can I say? I can only tell you everything. Enlan's face turned cold. Du Jin, don't think you can hide your little thoughts from me. Du Jin and Enlan confronted each other. Yes, I have feelings for Lu Boyu. But I was with him only after they broke up. Lu Boyu is not Zhang Yuxi's property, why can't I have him? Enlan's face turned pale. You stabbed Yuxi in the back, how dare you? Du Jin pursed her lips, I didn't stab her, I was just telling the truth. Enlan took a deep breath and resisted the urge to slap her. Yuxi is doing well and very happy now, don't bother her. Du Jin asked back, I came to Yangcheng just to see her. Can you stop me all the time? Enlan gritted her teeth, Du Jin, I'm different from Yuxi, I really can beat people up. You know, Enlan used to be very good at fighting. Du Jin took a deep breath, I'll see her once, get together, and I'll never bother her again. Enlan walked around in place for a few circles. Okay, I'll call your Yuxi. If she wants to see you, I'll take you there. If she doesn't want to see you, go back to where you came from. Du Jin nodded, okay. Turning on the speakerphone, Enlan called Zhang Yuxi. Yuxi, Du Jin insisted on seeing you and getting together with you. What do you think? Zhang Yuxi's slightly cold voice came from the other end of the phone. Okay, bring her over. Enlan. After being best friends for many years, Zhang Yuxi heard the silence on the other end of the phone and smiled. Okay, things have to be resolved, right? The voice of coaxing a child made Lan unable to get angry. Okay, when do you get off? Get out of class. 10:30. Okay, I'll take her to the cafe to wait for you. Okay. After hanging up the phone, Lan said lightly, I'll take you there after I'm done with my work. Jin sat on a chair outside. You go ahead and get busy. Chapter 220 Sending Invitations. Yangcheng University. In the teacher's office. Today, Zhang Yuxi's aura is fully open. She has brought her noble and cold temperament to the extreme. Without Tang Zifan and Han Wen, the colleagues in the office now dared to watch Zhang Yuxi, a cold flower, from a distance, but did not dare to approach her. They spoke politely and respectfully. After 10:30, Zhang Yuxi packed up and left. Teacher Zhang. Zhang Yuxi turned her head, with a slight coldness in her eyes. What's wrong? The teacher shrank her neck and pointed to the car keys on the table. Well, you forgot to take the keys. Zhang Yuxi took the keys and smiled faintly. Thank you. In the car, Zhang Yuxi called Lan. Where are you? After hanging up the phone, he received a location sent by Lan. A coffee shop. Zhang Yuxi parked the car in the parking lot opposite the coffee shop and got out of the car. Lan raised her chin and smiled. She's here. Jin turned her head and looked at her with surprise, jealousy, and envy in her eyes. Zhang Yuxi sat down and looked at her former best friend. Jin smiled slightly. Long time no see, Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi nodded. You looking for me? Jin pursed her lips and then smiled. We haven't seen each other for almost 2 years. Since you left, I have been worried about you, but unfortunately there is no contact information. Later I found out that you contacted Lan, so I tried my best to find her. Yuxi, we are good friends, why don't you contact me? Jin is beautiful, with the temperament of a beautiful girl. And that charming look, looks very weak. At the end, Jin looked sad and questioned. Lan took a look at Zhang Yuxi's makeup today and sat quietly aside. Zhang Yuxi looked normal and spoke lightly. I don't think that the relationship between the two of us is so good that I must contact you. Lan, who was drinking coffee, almost sprayed it. You know, before this, Zhang Yuxi and Jin had a very good relationship. Jin's face suddenly became a little embarrassed. Yuxi, I know you are blaming me for telling Boy's parents about the pregnancy. But at that time, I saw that you were determined to have a baby, so I thought it wouldn't matter to tell them. Besides, it was my aunt who kept asking me, and I was forced to tell them. Seeing Zhang Yuxi sitting there motionless like a queen, Jin felt a little wronged. Yuxi, it's been so many years, are you still blaming me? Lan couldn't help but say, Jin, you really don't deserve your talent for not pursuing acting. When they were good friends before, she could naturally ignore her shortcomings. But time has shown people's true colors, and now she can see everything clearly. Jin pursed her lips and automatically ignored Lan's words. Zhang Yuxi said slowly, you can say whatever you want, that's your freedom. As for blaming you, I don't have so much free time, I'm very busy. Lan's mouth corners raised, revealing a satisfied smile. Zhang Yuxi said so much? As a smart person, she knew that continuing to talk would be very embarrassing. But Jin not only did not leave, but also took out a wedding invitation. That's right, a wedding invitation. Lan was about to explode. Damn, this bitch actually has this trick? Not only did she hook up with her best friend's boyfriend, but now she is even sending an invitation in front of her? If I had known earlier, I should have kicked her out just now. Wouldn't it be annoying for Zhang Yuxi if she stayed? It's really a pity, that slap should be given. Well, it shouldn't be too late to give it now. Jin put the invitation under Zhang Yuxi's nose. This is the wedding invitation between Boy and me. I hope you can come to attend that day. Looking at this sincere look, Lan wanted to pop out her eyes. Zhang Yuxi didn't answer the phone. I'm busy and don't have time. Jin pursed her lips. It doesn't matter if you don't come. I came here today just to know. How are you doing? A smile appeared on Zhang Yuxi's face. I'm doing very well. Fate made me and the child's father meet in Yangcheng, and now we have got married and obtained a marriage certificate. Jin was surprised. You met? What kind of person is he? Lan smelled something. What kind of person do you think he is? Jin said hurriedly, I think that the person that Yuxi likes should not be bad. Then asked, are you married? Why didn't you have a wedding? Do your uncle and aunt agree that you are together? What job does he do? How much is his monthly salary? Can he support you and the child? You are still working now, who'll take care of the child? With a snap, Lan stood up suddenly. I'm going to the bathroom. After saying that, she hurried away. She called Lin Feng. As soon as the call was connected, she gave orders. Boss Lin, I'll bring a friend back for lunch later. Please, you must be so handsome that we will be blinded. And dress the babies as cute as possible. The food must be what you are best at, the Manchuhan banquet is best. Don't ask me why. Just do as I say. After hanging up the phone, Lan returned to her seat. Just in time to hear what Du Jin said. I'm pregnant. You know that boy's parents have wanted to have a grandson for a long time. Lan sneered, I want to tell you something. Last year during the Chinese New Year, Lu Boy wanted to come to Michang with Aunt Zhao. He said he wanted to see how Yuxi was doing. Do you know about this? Du Jin was obviously unaware of this, but said, I know. Lan nodded, it's good to know. If Yuxi has any ideas about that Lu Boyu, just hook your finger, and she will definitely ignore her parents and be with her. Do you believe it? Du Jin's face was very interesting. But she quickly calmed down, you are joking again. Zhang Yuxi is married, and she is also going to get married. How could this happen? Lan smiled, Yuxi, you said that Du Jin rarely comes here, you should at least treat her to a meal. Zhang Yuxi and Du Jin were both stunned. They all thought at the same time, would Lan be so generous? Lan smiled slightly, I just called Mr. Lin and asked him to prepare our lunch. Let's go home and eat. Hearing this, Zhang Yuxi came back to her senses and blinked. Lan got up and went to pay. When she came back, she found that both of them were sitting. Let's go, don't be stunned, let's go back. By the way, I'll introduce Yuxi's husband to you. Du Jin got up and said with a smile, okay. Zhang Yuxi didn't want to involve Lin Feng. She thought about meeting Du Jin and getting rid of her. Lan came over and whispered, if you don't show off your husband now, when are you going to show off your husband? Don't you see that she is here to show off? We can't suffer any loss. Chapter 221 Lan's methods. Although Zhang Yuxi looks quite smart. But after spending a long time with her, you will find out. In fact, she is simple-minded and can be easily taken advantage of. You can even say she is like a stupid pig. Lan looks petite and easy to get along with when she smiles. But in fact, she has a bad temper and is very good at hitting people. They both have deceptive faces and got into the car at the same time. Lan changed her tense attitude just now and said with a smile. Do you know? This car is bought by Yuxi's husband for her, saying it is convenient for work. It's not far, but he just feels sorry for her. Lan pretended not to know and asked Zhang Yuxi, Yuxi, how much did this car cost? 3. Zhang Yuxi was about to answer when Lan answered first. It seems to be more than 300,000 yuan, and the low-end version seems to be more than 200,000 yuan. Du Jin's smile was obviously much less. What does Yuxi's husband do? Lan said with a smile, he is an investor. He has a school district house in Yangcheng and a villa. In Micheng, there is a villa worth 20 million yuan. Do you know about Yuhuli? A quarter of the 8th floor is his, and he is going to open a branch. The shop of my store is also his. He and I opened this restaurant together. Oh, and there is also a shop on Shanxiajiu pedestrian street. As for cars, in addition to this one, there is also an RV and a BMW. There is also a yacht worth millions. I will ask Mr. Lin to take you to the sea later. Lan's boastful tone was as if Lin Feng was her husband. The vivid expression was very appropriate. Zhang Yuxi. Du Jin's smile began to crack gradually. In a blink of an eye, they arrived at Kehu Villa. Lan called Lin Feng, Boss Lin, we are at the gate of the community. Our queen is back, how is the meal going? Zhang Yuxi. Lin Feng. Du Jin. Because the speakerphone was turned on, Lin Feng's nice and slightly magnetic voice could be heard. You are back so early? I am cooking now. Lan said with satisfaction, then hurry up, the queen is hungry, you are the only one who is asking. Zhang Yuxi. Lin Feng, okay. Du Jin hesitated and said, he sounds very young. Lan smiled and asked, otherwise, do you think he is an old man? Du Jin pulled the corner of her mouth, no. Lan smiled and turned back, humming softly. Driving into the garage, Lan told her. This is a movie theater, and there is also a gym. After introducing one by one, the elevator came to the living room. A fragrance came to my nose. The living room in front of me is very large and full of toys for babies. Several babies are playing. And Lan clapped her hands. Babies, your godmother is here. Mom is back too. Zhang Yuxi went to the entrance to change her shoes. Husband, I'm back. Babies, mom is back. In Du Jin's sight, she saw 4 super cute babies. She ran over with her short legs. The beautiful border collie followed behind her. On the sofa, the orange cat stretched and called out. Mom, you look so beautiful today. Mom smells so good, I like you the most. Super, super beautiful. Mom, I love you. Mom, hug Sanbao. Sanbao wants a hug. And Lan shook her head. Didn't any of you miss me? She went to the entrance to change her shoes. Oh, she almost forgot that there was someone else. Turning her head to see Du Jin's shocked face, and Lan instantly perked up. Are you surprised? Yuxi gave birth to quadruplets. Each one is cute, so cute. Did you say you were pregnant? How many? Are you as amazing as Yuxi? What Lan said was right. The babies were so cute that she couldn't help wanting to take them home. It shows that both parents are very good looking. By the way, where's Zhang Yuxi's husband? And Lan raised her lips and said proudly. Come, the kitchen is here. She took Du Jin to the kitchen. Dang dang dang, this is Mr. Lin who captured Yuxi's heart. Lin Feng was busy in the kitchen wearing a white short-sleeved shirt, black trousers, and sandals. Just a side view was enough to see how handsome he was. When he turned around, he had a young and clean face. His delicate facial features were more handsome than the popular young meat now. Lin Feng nodded slightly to Du Jin as a greeting. Wait a little longer, it will be over in 20 minutes. Okay. Then I'll go to the living room to play with the babies. Go ahead. And Lan said, tell me, he's handsome, rich, and willing to cook and take care of the children at home. Tell me, where can I find him? Right. The smile on Du Jin's face was completely gone. She forced a dry smile. He is taking care of the children alone. Of course, he said he doesn't want to hire anyone. He wants to take care of the babies all the way and doesn't want to miss any of their growth. And Lan sat down. Yuxi's luck is really nothing to say. Zhang Yuxi quickly removed her makeup, revealing a very beautiful and pure face. Sanbao was in her arms, pointing at her 2 pigtails. Mom, this is braided by Dad. Do you like it? Super beautiful. Dad is awesome. Erbao held her head up and swayed in front of Zhang Yuxi. Mom, look at Erbao's. Zhang Yuxi also praised her. Erbao's is also beautiful. Erbao touched her pigtail happily, very happy. Dabao also squeezed in, pointed at the dinosaur on her clothes, and said like offering a treasure. Mom, look, dinosaur, dinosaur. Sibao jumped behind, wanting Zhang Yuxi to see his dinosaur. Mom, I also have a big dinosaur, a super big one. Look, look. Zhang Yuxi commented seriously, it's very big and looks very good. Sibao and Dabao both laughed. The children chattered around Zhang Yuxi, and Lan was completely left out. She sighed exaggeratedly. Oh, no one comes to care about me. As she spoke, she took out a small toy from her pocket, looking disappointed. I can't even give away my toys. When they heard that there were toys, the baby's eyes were shining. Sibao immediately changed his mind and ran over. Godmother, I miss you so much. He hugged Lan and planned to kiss her. Don't kiss, Godmother is putting on makeup today. But if you say something nice, Godmother will give it to you. Sibao immediately said, Godmother, you are the most beautiful. The most beautiful. And Lan enjoyed it very much, and then asked without knowing her own limitations. Compared between me and your mother, who is more beautiful? Sibao immediately said, Mom is beautiful. Mom is the most beautiful in the world. And Lan deliberately frowned. Really? If you say Mom is beautiful, there will be no candy. Think it over. Sibao hesitated for a moment. Mom is still the most beautiful. Mom is the most beautiful, prettier than Godmother. And Lan curled her lips. What an honest child. Here, give it to you. She wanted to tease the child, but Zhang Yuxi's eyes drifted over. Forget it. Stop here. Come on, who's next? Dabao squeezed out Erbao and won the second place. Godmother, your clothes are so beautiful today. The boy has good taste. Here, give it to you. Thank you, Godmother. It's Erbao's turn next. You know, Erbao can say sweet words as soon as he opens his mouth. Godmother, your necklace is so beautiful. You will be more beautiful when you wear it. And Lan said happily, you have a good appreciation level. This model is a new model of Cartier that came out a few years ago. It's a hot item. Come on, your little toy. Thank you, godmother. Next came Sanbao. Sanbao looked aloof, not fighting or competing, but staring at the toy in Lan's hand. And Lan waved. Sanbao came over slowly. Sanbao, do you miss your godmother? Sanbao nodded. Do you want a toy? Yes. Since you do, can godmother give it to you? Okay. After a pause, she said, thank you, godmother. You're welcome. And Lan lay on the sofa like an old man. Every time I do this, I feel a sense of accomplishment. Zhang Yuxi smiled and covered her mouth. You are so useless that you find a sense of accomplishment in a child. And Lan pretended to be unfathomable and said, woman, you don't understand. Zhang Yuxi continued to laugh. Your method can only work for a while, the babies will ignore you. And Lan shrugged, not caring much, it doesn't matter, at least I once had it. The two of them talked, completely leaving Dujin aside. Chapter 222 Blackmailing Dujin. The babies noticed that there was a stranger in the house. The babies were not afraid of strangers. They walked to Dujin. Auntie, hello, I'm Sebeo. Dujin calculated the time and thought that Zhang Yuxi's child should be about 1 year old. She had also seen many 1-year-old children. At most, they could walk steadily and speak a few words. There was no one like them. Whether it was height, body shape, or language expression ability, they were far beyond a 1-year-old child. Dujin introduced herself. Hello, I'm Dujin, you can call me Aunt Du. Sebeo said, and looked at Dujin eagerly. Erbeo asked, why did you come to our house? Your mother and I are friends. Friends? Oh, did you bring us gifts? And Lan, who was opposite, saw Dujin's expression and knew that there was no sign of gifts. At the same time, seeing Erbeo was so direct, she smiled. Erbeo was indeed a straightforward girl and never let her down. Dujin shook her head awkwardly. Auntie, can I bring you gifts next time? I was in a hurry this time, so I didn't bring anything. Erbeo looked disappointed. Oh, okay, I forgive you this time. Dujin. Dabeo was also particularly disappointed, but with Lan's gift, he didn't feel so bad. Sebeo was only disappointed for a moment, and then he was no longer sad. Dujin breathed a sigh of relief. Surrounded by so many children, she felt oppressed. And Lan smiled and said, Dujin, you said you came to see Yuxi, knowing that she had a child, but you didn't prepare any gifts. Isn't that unreasonable? Showing off her husband, and Lan turned her head and didn't smile so much at Dujin. Dujin smiled awkwardly, then I'll give them red envelopes. And Lan smiled and said, okay, starting at 10,000. Dujin's smile drooped instantly. And Lan said very seriously, do you know how much New Year's money the babies received last year? Nearly 1 million. Aunt Zhao and Uncle Zhang each received 500,000, and the others received 10,000 or 20,000. You are Zhang Yuxi's best friend, and you can't bear to give up your child. If it was before, Dujin would think that Lan was deliberately looking for trouble and targeting her. But seeing the villa in front of her, and Zhang Yuxi's parents were indeed very rich. She hesitated for a moment and said awkwardly, then give 8,000, this number is auspicious. And Lan smiled and said, okay, although 8,000 is a little less, it's auspicious. Then Dujin said, I don't have a red envelope, do you have one? If not, I'll. And Lan interrupted her, red envelope, it's nothing. Yuxi bought a lot of red envelopes last year, and I haven't used them yet. I'll get them for you. As she spoke, Lan ran upstairs. Dujin pursed her lips, feeling like she was sitting on pins and needles, thinking that more than 30,000 was gone, and she felt painful. Zhang Yuxi pretended not to see it and played with toys with the babies. Ta-da-da, and Lan went downstairs and gave the red envelope to Dujin. No matter what Dujin wanted to say, Lan had a way to fight back. If you don't have so much cash, just give a red envelope. It's so convenient to pay and transfer now. And Lan folded her arms and looked at Dujin. Dujin opened the bag, and there was 50,000 cash in it. This was what she took out to do business. Seeing that Dujin was dilly-dallying, and Lan didn't urge her and waited slowly. Lin Feng had good hearing and heard everything that happened in the living room. He was not a fool, so he could see that Lan was tit for tat with Dujin. And Zhang Yuxi's attitude. You know, his wife is a very kind person. She is even better to her friends. I don't know what this Dujin did. Naturally, I have to stand on the same front with him. So, the meal is ready. Lin Feng said with a hint of meaning. Hurry up and finish your work so that you can come over for dinner. And Lan understood instantly and turned towards Du Jin. Hurry up, I'm hungry, I need to eat. Zhang Yuxi got up and took the babies to wash their hands. Lin Feng served the babies rice and prepared the side dishes. When the babies came out, Lan said with a red envelope. This is the big red envelope this auntie gave you, take it all. It was obviously someone else's big red envelope, but Lan pretended to be her own. Here, dabeos, herbeos, sambeos, and sabeos. Lan said, say thank you to the auntie. The 4 babies said in unison, thank you, auntie. Du Jin's expression seemed to say, I would rather not have this thank you, but I want this money. Lan blackmailed Du Jin and was happy. Let's eat. Du Jin couldn't eat any more. This meal cost her more than 30,000 yuan. Lin Feng followed Lan's request. Although there was no Manchuhan banquet, the dishes were still very rich. Hubby, you've worked hard. No, eat quickly, it's almost 1 o'clock. Lan motioned to Du Jin to eat. Boss Lin is a 5-star chef. If he could be hired, my dad would have poached him long ago. Lin Feng remembered something. How is your dad's hotel upgrade going? Because hotel upgrades are very troublesome, and I don't want to miss out on business, I can only do business and remodel at the same time. This is a big project, and her parents have been busy with it. So much so that they didn't have time to attend the baby's first birthday party. Du Jin ate while listening to them chatting. Her eyes lit up, so delicious. This cooking skill is really great. As Lan chatted, she suddenly thought that she couldn't just have fun by herself. Boss Lin, when I'm done, take me to the sea view villa you bought in Sanaya to have some fun. It's hot now, let's wait until autumn. The babies didn't care about eating, they wanted to catch crabs and turtles. Lin Feng nodded. Okay, eat quickly, don't talk, eat obediently. Because there are guests at home today, the adults need to talk to entertain the guests, understand? Du Jin. She didn't say anything. Lin Feng picked up some food for Zhang Yuxi. Do you have a classes in the afternoon? Zhang Yuxi shook her head, no. Do you want your husband to accompany you to go shopping? Lan thought of Lin Feng's black card, and her eyes lit up. You stay at home to take care of the children, Yuxi and I will go shopping. Don't you have a black gold card? Take it out and let us swipe it. Lin Feng said with a smile, Yuxi has a secondary card. Lan exclaimed, and said happily, Yuxi, let's go shopping in the afternoon. Zhang Yuxi was about to say something when she found that Lan looked at her with wide eyes. It seemed that if she didn't agree, she would eat her. If your store is not busy, let's go shopping. Not busy, not busy. I have hired so many people in my store, why do I need it? Zhang Yuxi. Du Jin wanted to ask, who is the person who was busy like a dog this morning? Chapter 223. What happened that year? After lunch, Lin Feng went to the kitchen to wash dishes. Du Jin wanted to help, but was stopped by Lan. Even Zhang Yuxi was a little nervous. Lin Feng didn't understand why, and gave Du Jin a cold face. Go out, you don't need to help here. Du Jin just sat down. Lan said, do you know that the kitchen is Mr. Lin's forbidden area, only he can go in and out? Du Jin was stunned, why? Lan snorted, because Yuxi blew up the kitchen before, Mr. Lin didn't let her go into the kitchen to help, no one else can. Zhang Yuxi blushed and asked Lan to stop talking. Lan was surprised, haven't you blown up the kitchen enough? Du Jin recalled that it was true. Zhang Yuxi was forbidden to enter the Zhang family's kitchen, only servants could enter. In fact, the real thoughts of Zhang Yuxi and Lan were, would Du Jin be attracted to Lin Feng, who was 100 times and 1,000 times better than Lu Boyu? And then he was going to eat grass at home again? Lan felt a little regretful and numb, feeling that he had done something stupid. Lin Feng washed a bowl and cut a fruit plate. He cut a plate for Zhang Yuxi and Bao separately. Little ones, go wash your hands with daddy. You can't eat fruit without washing your hands. Go, call mom too. Sam Bao came over and held Zhang Yuxi's hand. Mom, wash your hands and eat fruit. Okay. Sam Bao turned around and looked at the remaining two. You have to wash your hands too. Lan looked at their backs with envy. Although Zhang Yuxi suffered a disaster before, she is now a winner in life. If it hadn't happened 2 years ago, even if Yuxi married Lu Boyu, she might not have the happiness she has now. Du Jin pursed her lips and disagreed with Lan's words. What's wrong with Boyu? Young talent, His family has hundreds of millions of assets, and he is also a gentle person. And Lan glanced at Du Jin with a smile. He has General Manager Lin? He has General Manager Lin's gentleness and consideration? He is willing to stay at home to take care of his wife and children for Yuxi. Haha, a family property of hundreds of millions? That belongs to his parents, not him. Even if Lu Boy was an only child, the money in his hands is not his own money. As far as I know, hundreds of millions of assets are just a gimmick, they are just some real estate. General Manager Lin's black gold card is enough to explain everything. Seeing Du Jin's face getting uglier and uglier, and Lan's smile became bigger and bigger. Only you treat people like Lu Boyu as treasures. If you put him in front of me, I don't even bother to look at him more. Du Jin was angry. And Lan, you are too much? And Lan shrugged, I'm just telling the truth. You treat it as a treasure, something you want to get. In the eyes of some people, it's worthless. Lu Boy is indeed much better than his peers, whether in appearance or family background. He is not as bad as Lan said. But compared to Lin Feng, isn't he just a scumbag? You. Du Jin stood up and wanted to leave, but Lan grabbed her. Why are you going? Since you're here, let's have a good get-together. Du Jin shook off Lan's hand. And Lan's smile turned cold. Du Jin stared at her. Zhang Yuxi led the babies out and noticed that the atmosphere was not right. What's wrong? And Lan looked innocent. Du Jin was going to leave, and I thought since you're here, let's have a good get-together. I asked you to leave, but you didn't. Now you want to leave, so I'll let you go? What a joke. Du Jin looked at Zhang Yuxi. Yuxi, I hope you can come to my wedding day. After all, we are all good friends, and you and Boy are friends too. Lin Feng glanced at Du Jin and looked at Zhang Yuxi. Wife, if you have time to attend the wedding, you might as well spend more time with me and the children. Anyway, not all friends have to be at the wedding. And Lan also said, I don't have time to attend the wedding. After all, I am now a woman who can earn hundreds of thousands of yuan a day. Going to your wedding is a waste of my time and money. Du Jin was so angry that her face turned green. And Lan, it doesn't matter whether you come or not. I didn't invite you. And Lan pouted, that's the best. I don't even have to spend time thinking about it. Zhang Yuxi said lightly, I won't go either. For the sake of our former best friends, I wish you a happy marriage. Don't come to Yangchang in the future. I'm busy and don't have time to entertain you. Du Jin took a deep breath, think about it. I have something else to do. I'm leaving first. And Lan shouted behind her, goodbye, I won't see you off. Zhang Yuxi yawned, I'm a little sleepy, husband, I'm going to lie down for a while. Lin Feng nodded, okay. And Lan followed. Yuxi, it's not worth being sad for a woman like this. Zhang Yuxi lay on the bed, I know, I just feel a little uncomfortable. Why do you feel uncomfortable? Do you want to keep a friend like her for the new year? Zhang Yuxi didn't say anything. And Lan knew that she was soft-hearted. The more unattainable she looked, the softer her heart was. After today, it will all be over. Zhang Yuxi held her hand, actually, I'm just a little sad. After all, I still have a good girlfriend like you. And Lan looked proud, you are also my good girlfriend. Rest. Zhang Yuxi yawned, I'm going to sleep. I got up so early today, I'm so sleepy. Seeing that Zhang Yuxi was really sleepy, and Lan didn't stay any longer. I'll go back to the store in a while, you have a good rest. Yes. After going downstairs. And Lan sat on the sofa and waited. After waiting for 10 minutes, she couldn't sit still anymore. Boss Lin, why don't you ask what happened? Lin Feng came back to his senses, if I ask, I'll ask you Zai. And Lan laughed, she's a taciturn person, it's unlikely she'll tell you. Lin Feng thought about it and agreed. What's going on between Yuzai and her? And Lan suddenly became excited. She told Lin Feng what happened that year and added her own guesses. I suspect that it was Du Jin who deliberately got Yuxi drunk and left her in the bar. When you entered the box, Yuxi was actually already drunk. Think about it, Yuxi is so beautiful and drunk, I don't know how many jackals and tigers are watching her. If something happens, wouldn't her marriage to Lu Boy be ruined? Then Lu Boy was just a blind date in Yuxi's eyes. In Du Jin's eyes, he is a prince charming, a rare marriage partner. Lin Feng frowned and asked, what happened after that? And Lan was still angry. After that, Yuxi became pregnant and considered giving birth to the child. As Yuxi's best girlfriends, Du Jin and I were the first to learn the news. Then This little bitch leaked the news to Lu Boy's parents. Originally, Yuxi disagreed. She and Lu Boy were not even lovers. Except for Yuxi's disagreement, the parents of both parties, including Lu Boyu, have agreed to this marriage. Du Jin leaked the news, and Lu Boyu's parents' attitude immediately changed 180 degrees. She went directly to her uncle and aunt, and then they knew that Yuxi was pregnant. I don't need to tell you what happened next, you should have guessed it. Yuxi ran away from home and came to Yangcheng. At this point, Lan warned Lin Feng. If you dare to let Yuxi down, I will be the first one to not forgive you. Lin Feng promised, don't worry about this, I will never let her down in my life. And Lan hummed, remember what you said. Okay, I have to go back to the store too, I'm leaving first. After Lan left, Lin Feng sat on the sofa, thinking about her words. Dad. Sanbao climbed onto the sofa and got into Lin Feng's arms. Sanbao wants to sleep. Let's go upstairs to sleep. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 224 Big Customer. Lin Feng was taking care of the babies for their nap, but Zhang Yuxi woke up. She just dozed off for a while. Hubby? Are the babies asleep? Lin Feng came over. Yes. Zhang Yuxi hugged him without saying a word, closed her eyes and leaned in his arms. Lin Feng patted his wife's back gently as if coaxing a baby, and whispered, do you want to eat fruit? Zhang Yuxi shook her head, I just want to hold you. Then I'll lie on the bed, you hold me well, it's uncomfortable to twist your body like this. Zhang Yuxi said sullenly, no, I'll hold you like this, it's comfortable. Okay. After a while. Hubby, why don't you ask me what happened between Du Jin and me? And Lan told me everything. This girl, she just can't keep things secret. Lin Feng asked, what do you think? Zhang Yuxi turned over, rested her head on Lin Feng's legs, and twirled his sleeves. Let's just think of the sisterhood we had for so many years as gone to waste. After a pause, she continued, I'm so happy now, with a husband and children, there's no need to bother with an irrelevant person. Lin Feng nodded, yes, live your own life, be happy together. I'm prettier than her, have a better figure than her, my husband is more handsome than her husband, and she has more babies. Zhang Yuxi looked proud, she's way ahead of me. Lin Feng bowed his head and kissed her, laughing with her. Du Jin's arrival did make Zhang Yuxi a little unhappy. But everyone has the right to pursue happiness. When faced with happiness, human selfishness will strive for it. And Lan and Zhang Yuxi won't think there's anything wrong. The key is that Du Jin knew that Zhang Yuxi didn't like Lu Boyu. She was so impatient that she chose to stab her in the back, and the one she stabbed was her best friend. Just like Lan said, let's see how long she can be happy. Zhang Yuxi has another class in the afternoon, and Lin Feng will take care of the baby. I plan to take the babies to the early childhood education class. Now that the weather is getting cooler and not too hot, it's just the right time to go to the early childhood education class. It's called an early childhood education class, but in fact it's just a place for the babies to play. The early childhood education class that I experienced in Micheng also has courses in Yangcheng. Lin Feng checked online and the reviews were pretty good. Judging from the photos posted by parents, the environment is also very good. For details, we have to go to the field to investigate. Lin Feng contacted the customer service of the educational institution and made an appointment to meet. In the evening, Zhang Yuxi thought about it. I'll go with you. I'll adjust the course. It's a big deal for the baby to attend the early childhood education class. As a mother, she has to participate no matter how busy she is. The next day, at 8 o'clock in the morning, Lin Feng drove the family of 5 to the destination. It took nearly half an hour to drive, if there were classes all day. Lunch was a problem. I don't know if they have a cafeteria. After arriving at the destination, many children went to the early childhood education class under the guidance of their parents. The 4 treasures were very excited and urged Lin Feng. Dad, Sibao wants to get off. Erbao moved around. Mom, Erbao wants to go play with other kids. Dabao began to study the switch of the child's seat without saying a word. Sanbao was also looking forward to it, but he still sat quietly. He seemed to know that it was useless to be anxious. Although the babies were about 1 year old, their height and body shape looked about the same as 2-year-old children. It was such a big baby sitting in the stroller. Moreover, they weren't already very stable when walking. Lin Feng decided that the babies should walk by themselves. He would just tie them up with safety belts. Sibeo was so anxious that Lin Feng frowned. "Sibeo, when you calm down, we will go." Sibeo uttered an a little dumbfounded. Lin Feng ignored him, started to carry the backpack, locked the stroller, and tied safety ropes on their hands. Sibeo rarely cried, he just looked aggrieved. "There are many children here, some are younger than you, some are older than you. After you go in, you must behave well. Don't run around, don't touch things randomly, and don't leave your parents' side, understand?" Lin Feng's eyes swept over the babies' faces. Erbeo nodded obediently. "I know, Erbeo will be obedient." Sanbeo also nodded. Dabeo smiled and said, "I know." Finally, his eyes fell on Sibeo. Sibeo pouted, "Sibeo knows. Then let's go in." Sibeo's little face was smiling again. 4 babies, plus parents with super high looks. No matter where they go, they can attract everyone's attention. The reception teacher came up. "You must be Mr. Lin, I am Teacher Wang." Lin Feng nodded, "Hello, Teacher Wang." Teacher Wang called another teacher, who looked like an intern. "Take these 4 babies to Teacher N's class. Mom and Dad, don't worry. Teacher N's class has babies between 1 and 2 years old. We can let the babies play with other children first. During this time, I will introduce our organization to you too." Zhang Yuxi was worried about the babies. "Can I go in and take a look?" "Of course, let's go and take a look together." The classroom was beautifully decorated, and the children and parents who were in class were all there. Zhang Yuxi put on shoe covers and went in to take care of the babies. Teacher Wang smiled and said, "Then the babies' fathers, come with us to learn more." Lin Feng nodded slightly, "Okay." Teacher Wang took a deep breath. Damn, this man is so handsome. If he hadn't been engaged in education for many years, he would definitely lose his composure at this moment. We have 15 Mengwa education branches across the country. Last month, we opened another one in City A, making it 16. Parents can rest assured about our teaching staff. You can check our teachers' diplomas on the official website. They are all very experienced teachers. This is the main branch, and it has been open for 10 years. While listening, Lin Feng followed Teacher Wang to inspect the environment here. I have to say, it is very beautiful and hygienic. Teacher Wang also took Lin Feng to see their kitchen and ultraviolet disinfection equipment. The chefs in the kitchen are all dressed in uniform, wearing hats, and the ingredients are also very fresh. We also have foreign teachers teaching here. You knew us from the branch in Michang before, right? Then are you considering signing up for your babies this time? If you sign up, because you have a quadruplets, there will be a discount on the price. Teacher Wang took Lin Feng to a corner of the hall. The previous intern brought flyers, price lists, and contracts. Lin Feng asked, "How do you charge?" Teacher Wang smiled and said, "We charge by the hour, and the class is about 45 minutes. Because the babies are still too young, their attention span will definitely not be particularly focused. It's not good to have a long class. I believe you can understand this, right?" As for the fees, one class here is 480, 380 for a year, and 430 for half a year. We charge 450 for a class in 3 months. We take a class and cross it out. If you can't come today, just arrange the next class. The classes that are not used up this year can be moved to next year. Anyway, there are only so many classes. Lin Feng asked again, "You just said that my babies all have discounts." Teacher Wang said quickly, "It depends on what you choose. Report them all to me." Teacher Wang hesitated. In fact, she discussed this plan with the person in charge last night. After all, sometimes sales also require acting. For quadruplets, the annual package is 350, 6 months 400, and 3 months 420. According to this calculation, the annual package is definitely more cost-effective, right? Lin Feng looked at the content of their teaching. Music, hands-on skills, all kinds of things. But they are all very interesting. Lin Feng said calmly, 7 days a week, I will come 5 days, for a year, you calculate the price for me. If the price is right, I will do it, if not, I won't do it. Teacher Wang immediately became excited. You know, Other babies only come once or twice a week. Some with limited financial conditions only come once a week. Quadruplets, 5 times a week. That's all money. Big customers. Absolutely big customers. Chapter 225 Smart Baby. Teacher Wang calculated the price for Lin Feng at $350 per year. Lin Feng shook his head. It's too expensive. Teacher Wang showed a bitter face. Dad Lin, we will reduce the price from $380 to $350 for you, which is already very favorable. Lin Feng said, on the basis of $350, a little less. Teacher Wang said in embarrassment, how much less? Lin Feng thought about it. To be honest, he was not a good bargainer. He didn't know what the price was. But when bargaining, the lower the better. So, Lin Feng hesitated for a moment. $300. Teacher Wang took a deep breath, and she didn't know if she was pretending. She looked around and whispered, no. Lin Feng nodded, go talk to your supervisor. Hey, don't let her bargain again. Teacher Wang stood up, then wait a moment. After a while, the supervisor came and complained. Dad, $300 is too low. Lin Feng interrupted her, $320, one price. The supervisor was stunned for a moment and reacted. No, it's not. Lin Feng stood up, forget it if it doesn't work. She hasn't shown any struggle yet. Don't worry. The person in charge tried to save face, how about you add a little more? Lin Feng shook his head, no more. The person in charge and Teacher Wang looked at each other. Finally, the person in charge compromised, okay, write a contract, issue an invoice, let's do it. She reminded Lin Feng, but, you must not tell other parents about this price. Lin Feng nodded, not knowing whether this price was too expensive or a discount. I have quadruplets, they don't. What it means is, giving birth to quadruplets can also get such a discount? This kind of thing is not something that ordinary people can do. After signing the contract and completing all the formalities, the person in charge asked. Swipe the card or watch it, Teo Bayo payment. All are fine. In the end, Lin Feng swiped the card because his phone was out of battery and he didn't bring a power bank. The person in charge looked at the black gold card in his hand and remained calm and asked the finance department to handle the business. Lin Feng signed his name on the invoice and put it away. The attitude of the person in charge has changed 180 degrees, and he is very enthusiastic. This class is a trial class. Customers who subscribe for the whole year will get a small school bag as a gift. Teacher Wang was very perceptive and immediately took out 4 small school bags, 2 blue and 2 pink. There is the school's logo on it, which is small and beautiful. Lin Feng took it and said, thank you. You are so polite. If you have any needs, you can tell us. We schedule classes here, one class at 9:30 and one class at 10:30. There are 3 classes in the afternoon, at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock. It's up to you, which time slot do you choose? Lin Feng decisively chose the time slot of 4 o'clock. The babies need to take a nap, and it's about time to get up and clean up. The person in charge nodded, then contact Teacher Wang if you have anything in the future. Okay. Then, the person in charge was called to do other things. Lin Feng came to Teacher N's class, which was filled with the laughter of children. The babies were very happy. It should be the end of get out of class, and the babies began to move freely. Zhang Yuxi came over and asked, how is it? Lin Feng said, I got an annual pass, 5 times a week, no classes on Saturdays and Sundays. Then he asked, how are the babies? Are they having fun? Very happy. Erbayo and Sanbayo are also happy. But Sanbayo is still a little timid. Lin Feng looked at Sanbayo. Sanbayo came over and said, Daddy, hug me. Lin Feng picked her up. Is it fun? Sanbayo nodded, fun. She shook her head, Daddy. It turned out that the little balls on her head had fallen apart, and Zhang Yuxi made 2 small braids for her. It's time to go home. Lin Feng shook his head, there's still time, we can go out for a walk. The babies had so much fun playing that they didn't want to leave. Especially Sibeo, who kept looking back every few steps. Dad, can I come and play tomorrow? Sure. Yeah, great. Not only Sibeo was happy, but Sanbayo was also happy. The next day, Sibeo chased Lin Feng and asked, Dad, when are we going to class? Lin Feng just felt relieved. He didn't expect that naughty Sibeo actually loves to study so much. He turned his ears and heard Sibeo say next, Dad, I want to play. Urbeo followed behind like a little tail. Dad, Urbeo wants to play with the ball and the toys inside. Dabeo nodded. Dad, Dabeo wants to go too. Sanbeo also wants to play with his brothers and sisters. Sanbeo looked at Lin Feng pitifully. Don't worry, after you take a nap, Dad will drive you to class, okay? Because the teacher has a time for class. Only when you go at the specified time will there be children and teachers there, understand? Seeing the confused eyes of the babies, Lin Feng explained again. The teacher said that we should take a nap in the afternoon before going to class. Sibeo asked, did the teacher say that? Of course, this is the teacher's rule. The teacher also has to eat and sleep. She can't teach the children all the time. Then how tired the teacher must be, she is not a robot. Several babies were very disappointed. However, children's emotions come and go quickly. After a while, they forgot about this matter. However, while playing, they remembered this matter again. Urbeo ran over. Dad, is it time yet? We haven't eaten lunch and slept yet, there's no hurry. Urbeo pouted and left unhappily. After a while, Dabeo also came over to ask. Lin Feng explained again. However, this time, he asked Sanbeo. You know, Sanbeo usually doesn't even bother to talk. Not to mention saying such a long sentence, it's like the sun rising from the west. Dad, did you forget the class time? Lin Feng was surprised. No, Dad remembers it all. Because Sanbeo doesn't talk often, his pronunciation is not clear. But this doesn't affect it, because Lin Feng has the skill of learning to speak. Even if they don't pronounce clearly, he can still understand. Sanbeo didn't leave, but asked tentatively, Dad, call the teacher and ask. Sibeo's little head popped up. Maybe Dad forgot. Lin Feng looked calm. In fact, he was surprised by the actions of the two babies. Many times, they don't behave like one-year-old babies. There was no comparison before, so I thought my babies were all normal. Now that I have come into contact with society, I find that babies are very smart. For example, now, this is a baby over 1 year old, can he come up with ideas? End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.